Guten Abend und herzlich willkommen zu unserem Livestream zum ReDI Demo Day am Ende des Herbstsemesters 2020. Wie auch schon beim letzten Demo Day im Sommer diesen Jahres werden wir auch dieses Mal wieder eine virtuelle Veranstaltung durchführen und wir freuen uns sehr, euch heute Abend bei uns begrüßen zu dürfen. Ihr werdet mit uns Präsentationen aus all unseren Programmen der ReDI School sehen, dem Kids Program, dem Digital Youth Program, dem Digital Women Program und dem Digital Career Program. Und wir freuen uns sehr, dass wir heute Abend Schüler und Schülerinnen, Lehrer und Lehrerinnen, Mentoren und Mentorinnen sowie Partnerfirmen aus der ReDI Community als Gäste bei uns haben.
Hello everyone, welcome to the day that we all have been waiting for, ReDI School Fall Semester 2020 Demo Day. This is our second time we run this event virtually, and we are so excited to welcome you this evening. We will be featuring presentations from all of our study programs at ReDI School: Kids Program, Digital Youth Program, Digital Women Program, and Digital Career Program. Students, teachers, mentors, and partners from the ReDI community are with us during this evening. And it's time to introduce ourselves. Zuerst versuche ich, es auf Deutsch zu sagen. Ich bin Omar und ich werde zusammen mit meiner Kollegin Veronika dieses Event moderieren. Ich bin auch ein Student der ReDI School. Und es war ehrlich eine tolle Erfahrung und vor allem war es eine große Chance, eine zweite Familie zu haben. I hope that I did well. Now in English. I am Omar and I'll be your moderator with my friend and colleague Veronica for this event. And I'm also one of the students of ReDI School. It was actually a very astonishing journey on a personal level. And more importantly, it was a great chance to have a second family. I always say that I was born ready, and now I can proudly say that I was reborn ready. What about you, Veronica?
Ich bin Veronika und ich unterrichte seit 2,5 Jahren im Women's Program an der ReDI School und außerdem leite ich Workshops für das Digital Career Program. Es freut mich sehr, heute Abend den Demo Day gemeinsam mit Oma moderieren zu dürfen. And now in English. My name is Veronica and I've been a teacher for the Women's Program at ReDI School for the past 2.5 years, and I'm also supporting the Digital Career Program by leading workshops for them. I'm very happy to moderate this evening together with Omar. And Omar, what about our agenda?
Well, we will kick off this evening with a panel discussion celebrating the power of ReDI community. Then we will hear a keynote speech from one of the partners of ReDI School. Afterward, we will have pitches from the students from the first 2 categories, followed by jury feedback and the vote of the audience. Next, we're going to share 2 stories from the ReDI Mentorship Program. Afterward, we will hear a presentation in the last category. And before we end this beautiful Demo Day, we'll make sure to thank everybody. Und jetzt auf Deutsch.
So, unsere Agenda für heute Abend. Wir beginnen den Abend mit einer Podiumsdiskussion, in der wir die Stärke der ReDI Community feiern. Danach werden wir eine Eröffnungsrede von einem der ersten Partnerunternehmen der ReDI School hören. Anschließend gibt es die Präsentation von unseren Schülern und Schülerinnen in den ersten beiden Kategorien. Und anschließend bekommen wir dann von der Jury Feedback dazu. Danach werden wir 2 Erfolgsgeschichten aus dem ReDI Mentorenprogramm hören. Und zu guter Letzt werden wir über die Präsentation der letzten Kategorie hören, bevor wir dann die Veranstaltung mit einem großen Dankeschön an alle beenden.
Students' presentations of tech rookies will be in German for no longer than 2 minutes, followed by the jury remarks. Then we'll switch to English to the following 2 blocks: tech talents and tech stars. Students were given 3 minutes, then the jury will give their feedback.
Die Präsentationen der Tech-Neulinge sind auf Deutsch und werden 2 Minuten dauern. Anschließend werden wir das Feedback unserer Jury hören. Dann werden wir für die nächsten 2 Blöcke, Tech Talents und Tech Stars, auf Englisch wechseln. Die Schüler haben dann jeweils 3 Minuten Zeit für ihre Präsentation und die Jury wird anschließend wieder ihr Feedback geben.
And as we are live streaming now, there might be slight delays depending on your internet connection. However, don't worry, sit back, relax, and enjoy the demo day. You can also place your comments in the chat box on YouTube, and we will try to respond to you as soon as possible.
Wie ihr wisst, streamen wir dieses Event live und deshalb kann es manchmal zu geringfügigen Verzögerungen kommen, falls euer Internet vielleicht nicht ganz so schnell ist. Aber macht euch keine Sorgen, lehnt euch zurück und genießt den Abend mit uns. Außerdem könnt ihr gerne die Kommentarfunktion auf YouTube nutzen und uns so eure Meinung mitteilen.
And please use the hashtag of the event, #DemoDayFall2020, that is on the screen right now, in case you want to share something with your family, friends on your social media.
Wir haben auch einen Hashtag für die Veranstaltung, den ihr gerade eingeblendet seht. Der lautet Demo Day Fall 2020. Falls ihr etwas auf Social Media zu diesem Demo Day posten möchtet, könnt ihr gerne diesen Hashtag verwenden.
And please watch out for the voting right after each block, and we will explain to you, the audience, how to be involved.
Am Ende jedes Blocks gibt es eine Abstimmung. Wir erklären euch jetzt, wie Mentimeter funktioniert. Das ist unser Programm, über das wir die Abstimmung durchführen.
And the instructions to use Mentimeter are pretty simple. First, take your phone or laptop, and then go to menti.com, enter the following code 3438310 on your screen. And once you click on Submit, you will see the question. Choose your answer and submit it.
Mentimeter funktioniert ziemlich einfach. Du nimmst einfach dein Handy oder deinen Laptop und gehst auf menti.com. Dann gibst du den Code ein, den du hier eingeblendet siehst. 3438310. Und dann klickst du auf den blauen Button Submit. Dann wirst du die Fragen direkt auf deinem Bildschirm sehen und kannst deine Antwort auswählen, die du dann abschickst.
And now it's time to welcome the CEO and co-founder of ReDI, Anne-Care Battle. She's going to say a few words about this semester and officially open the event before she moderates the panel discussion with the ReDI School Community members.
Bitte begrüßt mit uns Anne-Care Battle, CEO und Mitbegründerin von ReDI, die ein paar Worte über dieses Semester sagen wird und dann die Veranstaltung offiziell eröffnen wird, bevor sie die Podiumsdiskussion moderieren wird.
Thank you very much, Omar and Veronica. I can see that I can't start actually my videos. I need some help here from the team. Here. All right, I think we are back on. So hello, everyone. I think every good ReDI event always starts with hello. And I really have to pinch myself that it is our 5th anniversary. The years and the time has really flown. And I could probably spend the whole evening sharing moving stories, inspiring, and also sometimes really funny stories from the 5 years. But a ReDI School is not a place where we really like to look back. We are a school where we look into the future. We are a school where we dream about where we want to be in the next 5 years. And we ask ourselves, what does the world really need right now? And what role can ReDI School play? The world needs lighthouses, examples that things can be done differently, and that tomorrow can be better than today. We need role models who can give hope and who can lead the way for others. And tonight you will see many of these role models. And I invite you to look at their courage and their drive and to be inspired. We have learned that we cannot sit back and we cannot wait for others to act in the middle of a crisis. That was not the case when we founded in 2015, and that is certainly not the case now. There are no others who will come and solve the problems for us. There is only you, and you have to take responsibility. And that can sometimes feel overwhelming. But as Nelson Mandela has taught us, you playing small does not serve the world. You need to let your own light shine and so inspire others to do the same. Because we are stronger together and we have big challenges ahead of us. There's a bit of a mystery of what ReDI School really stands for. Is the RE for refugees? Oh no. Is it really pronounced ReDI? A little bit like Jedi from Star Wars? No, that is also not the case, but we do like the comparison. ReDI stands for Ready for Digital Integration. We teach in order to be ready for the future. The world is growing more and more digital by the day. And our world is changing faster and faster as a result. We believe that digital skills are vital to live in a free and fair future. And with those digital skills, and those people without digital skills will be falling behind. Technology can be a door opener to new work, to become active citizens, and to live dignified lives. But the digital gap is growing, and that is not acceptable. No one must be left behind. At ReDI School, we're committed to have at least 50% women at the school, because women need to be or to have an equal share in our future. Of the 1,500 students that we have taught this year, actually 65% are women and girls. The citizens of the future are our children, and they play a bigger and bigger part of what we do at ReDI School. We ask ourselves, what skills do they need to get the jobs that we'll see maybe 10 years from now? Those skills are what we need to teach in the schools. But those skills are not what we're teaching in the schools right now. And we believe that needs to change fast. ReDI School started teaching only refugees, but we have learned that tech skills is something that everyone needs. And today we are teaching people from 53 nationalities, and they all get access to affordable digital education. Because we are all newcomers in the future. And our ability to transform and to reinvent ourselves over and over again will be necessary. And some people who are really open to change is the ReDI School team. We are now 49 people employed by the ReDI School and working across 5 different locations. We come from 24 countries and embrace diversity every day. And we know that diversity is a driver of innovation. And I am really happy to work with such an incredible bunch of change makers. Also, a big thank you to all the 500 volunteers and mentors who are teaching at the school and who are helping us navigate into the future. They come from 40 different nationalities and deserve a big round of applause. What also makes me really proud is that 7% of our volunteers are actually former students. A big thank you should also be said to our partners and donors and the private individuals who make it possible for us to provide free tech education to people in need. A big thank you also to all the companies that we're working with who give access to internships and open up jobs, because these jobs are changing lives one by one. We have traveled a long way together, but this is only the beginning. We have 5 important years ahead of us, and I cannot wait to be on that journey with you. There's been wonderful people along the journey, and some of them you will meet right now. I am happy now to go into the panel moderation and would like to welcome Lana, Munza, Maram, and Flaco. Welcome to the panel. Maybe let's start. Ladies first. Lana, can you say a few words about who you are and your role at ReDI School? And I think you're on mute. Oh, you're still on mute. Now I think.
Sorry. Yeah, I figured. Okay. Thank you, Anne, for the nice words and the nice introduction. I'm really happy to be here celebrating the 5th anniversary of the founding of ReDI School. I still remember how I joined. It's all a coincidence, and how the 5 years have gone by very quickly. It's really unbelievable what we have accomplished in the past 5 years.
Thank you, Lana. That is perfect. So now it's just an introduction round, so we'll get back into the tough questions. Munzer, maybe you can also unmute and tell us a little bit about who you are.
Hello, everyone. I hope that my mic is working, because that's the problem of 2020. So my name is Munzer, and I've been volunteering and student in ReDI School ever since that has been 5 years ago, which is crazy. I love every minute of it. Thank you very much for the speech, and hope to talk soon.
Thank you, Munzer. Moving on to Maram.
Thank you, Anne. So, hi everyone. I was actually a student in the beginning at ReDI School, and then I became a volunteer teacher, and I'm currently also supporting the Digital Women program in Berlin.
Thank you, Maram. And last but not least, one of our longer serving teachers, Flaco. Can you give an introduction to yourself?
Yes, hi, I'm Flaco. I'm teaching HTML and CSS, and I joined ReDI 4 years ago, yeah, and for the second semester, and I'm still teaching the same course.
You certainly have a lot of experience. So, Lana, I'm interested. You are a ReDI shareholder now, and you were part of ReDI's very, very first year when we only had 42 students. So if you make a comparison between the ReDI School you saw 5 years ago and the ReDI School that you see now, what changes have you seen?
I am very happy to see the ReDI community growing. I mean, from the change of the values and what we honor and what we work on, nothing has changed pretty much, and I'm really happy about that. I'm just pretty much more glad that we could attract more women into our program, attract more nationalities, attract more volunteers, that we're more, that we spread it more, that we have already like 4 branches, 3 in Germany and 1 in Denmark, which is a huge step into diversity and into the tech education, and I'm really happy about that.
We definitely are growing, that's for sure. Munzer and Maram, I'm curious to hear from your perspective, both as students and now teachers. How has ReDI School and the ReDI School community impacted your lives? Maybe we go ladies first again. So Maram, please take the stage.
Sure. Yeah, so ReDI School has impacted my life, I would say, in 2 different levels. When I was a student, it was the first community that I was exposed to when I came to Germany. And it was like my very first family in Berlin. I arrived feeling lost, confused, not knowing what are my next steps. And then I was introduced to this energetic and beautiful community, and I felt like, okay, so now it has opened my eyes to so many opportunities, and I'm thankful for that. And then I decided to stay involved as much as I can in the community. So I became a teacher. And since I started volunteering, I realized how beautiful it was to actually be a newcomer somewhere and be able to make a difference in someone's life. So I was thankful for that.
And you most certainly are a big role model to many, and
Thank you.
A budding entrepreneur.
Thank you so much.
So Munzer, from your perspective, how has ReDI and the community impacted your life?
I think I need to double up on what Maram said. I do think that ReDI School has impacted my life in a huge way. I mean, I started as a student and I start learning a new skill, which is I end up having casually working for 4 years now in it, which is incredible. I think it has a huge impact, and I love how impactful is it, like not just for me, but for the other students as well. So I think this is one of the reasons, as Maram said, that I want to be involved. Like I just want to be in no matter what. And I think we're making change. Like we're having a lot of people that I taught are already starting working or starting internship, which is makes me that proud person, like seeing them on LinkedIn, like I just start work. Whoa, you were a student just a moment ago. Crazy. I mean, I love it. I love every moment of it. Makes me feel better. It makes me feel that I'm doing something good for the community and paying something back, if you want to put it that way.
Wonderful. And thank you for everything that you are doing for our students. You definitely are changing lives. And another very active teacher, Flaco, I'm curious to hear, it's been a challenging year for all of us with Corona, but digital has probably grown more than ever and impacted many lives now. So what does digitization mean for you in the context of COVID-19?
Well, it's vital at this time, of course, because when we start losing and reducing our social activities and connections because of the different stages of lockdown, we relied much more on the digital world for especially the social connection. We all were in one way or another working already digitally, and we have entertainment and many other things, but now it was the way we rely a lot on the digital world for talks to check how the other was doing. This is in general, and of course also part of the ReDI community, and with students within the class, different teachers. Yeah, it was everything turned into digital, so we needed to adapt, and we adapted.
Yeah, that for me was definitely inspiring to see how fast the community responded after the first lockdown. I think we barely missed a class in the digital career program, and only a couple of weeks later, the women program, even though we are just teaching digital literacy skills, some women were able to go online for the first time, probably in their lives, to attend online lessons. So for me, that was a very inspiring moment. Lana and Maram, one of the topics that we will be addressing today is Stronger Together. But what does Stronger Together mean to you in relation to the ReDI School? Maybe starting with Lana.
Hi, thank you, Anne. Yeah, Stronger Together. This year, more than ever, because of the restrictions and because of the situation the pandemic has put us in, we came to realize how important it is to be with each other and be supportive and stand by each other. And I can speak of my experience with the ReDI School, and I'm really glad that Flaco is here because it's been of great support and great help. And just knowing that there are people who are there who will always support you, and of course that it's a two-way street, that you will always this sense of belonging to a community that you know you can count on, and they are counting on you, and being a part of something bigger. It's definitely something that has made us reflect and think again of our priorities. And I'm really glad that it took us a pandemic to really realize how strong of a community we have here. But nevertheless, I'm really glad that we stand by each other and are there for each other too. So yeah, that's for me. I'll give it to Madame.
Thank you, Lana. So for me, Stronger Together is like seeing people from everywhere around the world just sticking together despite of what we've been living, lockdowns, quarantine, people getting sick. So they just teamed up, even if it's online, and we kind of built a new relationship with our computers, which is weird because I've never thought that you can be so emotional with people through just a screen or a camera. And seeing the community in ReDI School doing that, especially for the women, because I'm with the women program, and seeing that women for the first time ever using the computer, attending classes, that was for me like fascinating, because these are women that never sent an email in their lives, and now they are like learning digital skills online. So I thought that, wow, like even with the COVID situation, people are still supporting each other, and even through screens, we are here always. So it was really good for me to see that.
Thanks for the really nice example, Maram. Yeah, I think it was a lot of first for many people this semester, and also sometimes seeing how the children were helping their mothers go online and the whole family attending lessons on the sofa together really, really embraces the idea of family. So in the last 5 minutes, what I would really like to focus on is the digital age is really needing us to continue learning every day, learn new digital skills and have an open mind. So from all of you, maybe starting with Flaco, what are some of the new skills or superpowers that you have learned this year? And maybe you have a funny story to also share.
Well, for me, I'm still struggling with breakout rooms in Zoom. But the first struggle that I needed to solve, the first issue that I had with teaching online, was to understand how the student was seeing the task, because it's very easy to teach to say, okay, this is how this works and do the theory, but then when you go to practice, instead of relying first on the code to see the code of the student, I wanted to understand how they were seeing the task, because maybe it wasn't a technical issue, the problem that they had, but how to approach the task. And it was difficult to learn to see that in the beginning, to see if they were frustrated or engaged or motivated or bored, because you could see only just a face on the screen and not much. But that I don't know, I adapted quickly, I would say, and it was we were all in the same boat as usual, so it was kind of fast to learn it. And now for the second semester, the winter semester, it was okay. I didn't have that problem.
Great. One of the feedbacks we often hear is that from our teacher is, I was learning a lot more than I was able to teach my students. And I often think that the best way to learn is to teach. So moving on to you, Monser, have you learned a new superpower this year?
Of course I did. I often had to learn to open the camera and wear my pajama during client meeting. It's crazy. I never thought that I would do that. I think the thing that I actually learned this year, which is something that has been created this year, how to separate this home office atmosphere from like your home, you know? Like you go normally to work and then 8 hours later you go home. How to go home after this 8 hours is actually something really harder than I thought it would be. But now I think this is something that a skill that I'm really happy that I learned how to do it, and like how to manage my time better and how kind of like separate my day better, even though that I'm like staying home all the time, most of the time, I would say. I have my TV 2 meters away, so I can just give up work and go watch something. But no, it's always like, I think it's kind of like the stuff that created by this year, but has been solved also this year, which is something amazing, I would say. So
great, thank you.
My father is scamming the chat here, I believe. I'm just watching the chat, like my father is scamming it, so.
Well, keeping a good work-life balance is a challenge for all of us. So in the last minute, I think we only have time for one more story. So I'm curious to hear from you, Maram. What is a new digital superpower you learned this year?
So for this year, I would say I started to really appreciate digital in general, like all the things that we can do with our computers that I never thought we could. So for me, I really learned how to present online. So like conference is video conferencing was like the superpower that I've learned during the pandemic, and how to balance between actually talking and presenting, especially when you're sharing the screen. Same with the breakout rooms. And just it gets so busy and it takes a while to get used to it. But then you just realize that, wow, there are so many events that happened. We were wondering how will it be online? And then it happened and it was good. So yeah.
Thank you very much. So with those final words, I want to say thank you to Maram, Flaco, Munza, and Lana for taking part in this panel discussion. And the next speaker is a very special person. And I think it is fair to say that there would be no ReDI School if we had not gotten the support from our next speaker, who is Gisbert Rühl, the CEO of our first and longest partner, Klöckner & Co., which is a steel distribution company from Duisburg. I think you'll be really inspired by him, just like I have been. The open-mindedness, the drive for innovation, and not being afraid of thinking and going in new ways is something that I have really appreciated, and I keep being inspired by Mr. Rühl for. So with those opening words, I would like to give the stage to you, Gisbert Rühl. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, thanks very much, Anne, for the warm words, and thanks for having me today here at the 5th anniversary. First of all, of course, congratulations to this 5-year anniversary. That's really a very great moment, I think, for all of us. I mean, when I first met Anne, I think it was at Springer Plug and Play 5 years ago. It was more or less clear for me immediately that there will something special emerge, because Anne was so motivated, so committed, and so convinced for this for ReDI, that I decided more or less, when I remember right, immediately to support ReDI School going forward. And I mean, it's a big success. Now, when it started, it was so small. I think there were only a few people sitting together and at Plug and Play, and then it developed so great over the years, step by step. First in Berlin, and then I think the second was then Munich, when I remember it right, and then also Duisburg. I come back to that in a minute. And also all the people, all the very well-known and prominent people who visited ReDI, like Angela Merkel a few years ago, or Mark Zuckerberg even. And that was anyhow the greatest moment for us, by the way, when Mark Zuckerberg asked Anne if he could support the next 2 courses, and when Anne then said to him, yeah, okay, you can support course number 3 or 4, because for 1 and 2 we have already a supporter. And a journalist from the Handelsblatt was getting aware of it. And the next day there was a headline, Zuckerberg only number 2. So that was the greatest, by far greatest headline we ever had at Klöckner. Thanks to you, thanks to ReDI. Yeah, and then finally, also our project in Duisburg. I think this is also a great, fantastic combination. In Duisburg, I don't know, maybe you are not all familiar with Duisburg, but in Duisburg we have a part which is called Marxloh, and Marxloh is an area where there are a lot of immigrants. I think more than 90%, or in the schools, at least 90% of the pupils immigrants. And we, from Klöckner, we are supporting 5 schools here since 10 years with meals. We started with meals and then also with music and things like this. And now, finally, together with ReDI, we're supporting the schools or the pupil so that they have the opportunity, this very young pupil, the opportunity to learn programming. And I think this is, again, a wonderful combination, and which is really tremendous. And also we, as Klöckner, by the way, anyhow, benefited also very much from ReDI in a way that the first student we took over a couple of years ago, Ravi, who performed so well, by the way, when Angela Merkel came. And he is now a big contributor also to our Klöckner.I operation, which is sharing, by the way, the office space in Berlin with ReDI. And I think ReDI is really the example how integration works, because we need, on the one side, we need all these software engineers in Germany and Europe anyhow, for the big challenges in front of us. Look only to the automotive industry. So they are currently employing thousands, or they have to employ, to compete with companies like Tesla or Waymo. They employing thousands of software engineers, and we don't have them in Germany. So we need here immigration to stay successful going forward. And what ReDI is doing here is really also a big support, if you like, also for the German industry. So all this fits very well together. It's a fantastic example how integration can work successfully. We don't have that many successes here, but ReDI is one of the big successes and how it can work. And therefore we feel, as Klöckner, honored to support ReDI going forward. And we're looking for the next couple of years, for the next 5 years. So I will step down, by the way, as the CEO of Klöckner in May next year, but that doesn't mean that the support for ReDI will stop, because the whole company and also our supervisory board is supporting this very much. Yeah, I was asked also to do a few words in German for the ones, for the German native speakers. Will ich das Ganze nochmal kurz zusammenfassen, dass wir eben sehr stolz sind, mit ReDI hier seit Jahren zusammenzuarbeiten, in mehreren Projekten, sehr erfolgreich. Unser letztes Projekt ist, oder was wir vor einiger Zeit gestartet haben, in Duisburg, wo wir an den Schulen, wo sehr viele Immigranten sind, über 90%, jetzt eben auch die den Kindern Software Engineering oder Software Development beibringen, nachdem wir das ja auch gemeinsam schon, wie gesagt, auch in Berlin gemacht haben. Wir haben auch sehr erfolgreich bereits Studenten von ReDI bei Klöckner integriert. Ravi war der erste damals, der eben auch eine extrem gute Figur abgegeben hat, als Angela Merkel ReDI besucht hat. Und es waren ohnehin ja mittlerweile eine ganze Reihe von berühmten Persönlichkeiten, die sich ReDI angeschaut haben. Mark Zuckerberg, das vielleicht auch nochmal an der Stelle, hat uns damals die beste Headline in einer Zeitung beschert, die wir hier hatten, als Mark Zuckerberg Anne gefragt hat, ob er nicht die ersten beiden Kurse sponsern konnte. Und Anne meinte, er könnte 3 und 4 sponsern, für 1 und 2 gäbe schon jemand. Und am nächsten Tag hatten wir die Headline im Handelsblatt Zuckerberg nur Nummer 2. Das war eindeutig die beste Headline, die wir hier hatten. Also ich glaube, dass eben ReDI ist ein tolles Beispiel, wie Integration wirklich erfolgreich funktionieren kann. Und gerade an der Stelle, an der ReDI sich betätigt, eben bei der Programmierung oder bei der Entwicklung von Software-Developern. Gerade da ist der Bedarf ja in Deutschland enorm groß, wenn wir nur an die Automobilindustrie denken, die derzeit Tausende von Software-Ingenieuren benötigt, um hier eben im Wettbewerb gegen Firmen wie Tesla und Waymo zu bestehen. Und da ist eben sowas wie ReDI, hat da nicht nur einen sozialen Aspekt, sondern hat eben insbesondere auch eben diesen wirtschaftlich wichtigen Aspekt auch für die deutsche Economy. Also insofern nochmals ganz herzlichen Dank. Many thanks to everybody who contributed here. And as mentioned, I'm looking forward for the next couple of years that Klöckner supports ReDI going forward. Thanks very much for having me today. And I wish you all a nice evening. I wish you a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, stay healthy. And then I hope, Anna, that we also see ourselves physically again at the beginning of next year. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much, Gisbert Rühl, for those wonderful words and also for the incredible support that you have been giving us as a team and all our students in the past 5 years. So with that, we are getting closer and closer to the big presentations. But actually, one thing I should not forget to say is I am not to be credited for the brilliant PR that happened with Klöckner and Handelsblatt. Actually, you will meet her later. That is Özlem Buran, who was one of our first employees and also one of the jury members today. So stay tuned for her good insights. With that, I thank you everyone for the beginning. We are now moving over and back to Veronika and Omar. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anne, and thanks as well to Mr. Rühl. I think it was a very inspiring presentation, and also in general was something that really, really touched me to hear all these old stories about ReDI School and the beginning that it had. So, wir freuen uns nun sehr, mit dem ersten Teil der Präsentationen zu beginnen. Mit unseren Schülern und Schülerinnen aus den Digital Literacy Kursen, den Tech-Neulingen.
And before we start the presentations, we are happy to introduce the jury team. Özlem is a tech policy advisor working for the German Development Cooperation in Smart Africa in Kigali, Rwanda. She is also a ReDI shareholder and was responsible for the media of the school and investor relations in the very early days. And Pia is currently working as a HR manager at Chanel based in Hamburg. She is also the contact person of Chanel Foundation and supports its activities locally on the German market. The Digital Women Program in Berlin and Munich are proudly supported by Chanel Foundation. Kolya is a full-stack developer for SaaS application for media monitoring, and she is also a ReDI teacher. She first joined the Kids Coding Caravan project. She is also currently a teacher in the Digital Youth Program.
Und bevor wir mit den Präsentationen beginnen, möchten wir euch unser Jury-Team vorstellen. Herzlich willkommen an Özlem, die für die Deutsche Gesellschaft für internationale Zusammenarbeit in Ruanda als Tech Policy Advisor arbeitet. Sie ist eine ReDI-Aktionärin und wie wir gerade eben schon von Anne gehört haben, sie war in der Anfangsphase der ReDI School für Media und Investor Relations verantwortlich. Hallo Özlem.
Hi, hallo.
Dann Pia. Pia ist HR-Managerin bei Chanel in Hamburg und darüber hinaus unterstützt sie die Aktivitäten der Chanel-Stiftung auf dem deutschen Markt. Die Digital Women's Programs der ReDI School in Berlin und München werden von der Chanel Foundation unterstützt. Hallo Pia.
Hallo, ich freue mich sehr, dass ich da bin.
Und zu guter Letzt Kolya. Sie ist Softwareentwicklerin für eine SaaS-App für Medienbeobachtung und außerdem Lehrerin bei der ReDI School. Zunächst war sie in das Projekt Kids Coding Caravan involviert und ist jetzt Lehrerin im Digital Youth Program. Hallo Kolya.
Hallo, schön, dass alle da sind. Ich bin gespannt auf die Präsentation heute.
And now let's get started with the students' pitches. Enjoy.
Hallo Leute, in meiner Präsentation möchte ich über meine Erfahrung bei ReDI School sprechen. Bevor ich an dem Computerkurs teilgenommen habe, war ich aufgeregt und ich hatte mich viele Fragen gestellt. Wie soll man mit dem Computer umgehen? Soll man die Grundkenntnisse haben, um den Kurs zu besuchen? Aber eigentlich, erster Unterricht hat meine Angst abgebaut. Einerseits gibt es ein sehr freundliches Team von Lehrern und Lehrerinnen, die uns geholfen haben, um unsere Schwierigkeit zu überwinden. Andererseits hat man viele Möglichkeiten, um seine Sprache zu verbessern und andere Leute aus verschiedenen Ländern kennenzulernen. Durch den Computerkurs habe ich meine Fähigkeiten entwickelt und somit konnte ich auf viele Programme arbeiten, zum Beispiel Word, Excel, Google Drive und so weiter. Wir hatten immer auch Kahoot, um unsere Kenntnisse zu stabilisieren. Und darüber hinaus haben wir immer Workshop. Und durch den Workshop lernt man, wie seinen perfekten Lebenslauf schreiben kann und sich bei gewünschten Job bewerben. Wir sollten auch nicht vergessen, dass man heutzutage in vielen Berufen die Grundkenntnisse des Computers haben soll, um seine Aufgabe durchzuführen. Und es ist auch interessant für Zukunft. Am Ende möchte ich gerne sagen, dass wir bei ReDI School richtige Familienatmosphäre verbracht haben. Daher ich empfehle euch, an dem Computerkurs bei ReDI School teilzunehmen, wenn ihr Lust darauf habt. Ich bedanke mich bei ReDI School für die Unterstützung und ich danke euch für eure Aufmerksamkeit.
So, das war die Präsentation von Osama. Da waren wir ein bisschen schneller am Anfang. Herzlichen Dank, Osama. Du hast uns sehr, sehr toll gezeigt, was du im Einsteiger-Computerkurs im Digital Youth Program gelernt hast. Jetzt machen wir mit dem zweiten Team unseres Jugendprogramms weiter. Bitte heißt mit mir gemeinsam Sana willkommen.
Hallo Leute, ich bin Sana und ich möchte heute euch erzählen über meine Erfahrung beim ReDI School. Am Anfang, ich konnte meine Schulaufgaben und beim Computer nicht gut arbeiten. Ich konnte meine Schulaufgaben nicht vollständig machen, obwohl meine Freunde es doch können. Dann habe ich gesagt, ich muss diese Situation ändern. Und ich habe im Internet nach Computerkurse und Computer-Nachhilfe gesucht und so habe ich ReDI School gefunden und mich angemeldet. An der Anfang habe ich Angst gehabt, wie werden die Leute dort? Sind sie nett oder sind sie doch nicht? Sind sie freundlich oder doch nicht? Aber als ich die kennengelernt habe, die waren super nett und sehr freundlich. Es ist richtig toll, neue Freunde kennenzulernen, die gleiche Probleme wie deine haben. So kann man besser unterstützen haben. Die neuen Lehrer waren auch nett und vorher ich war auch nervös, aber als die ich kennengelernt habe, die waren richtig nett und sehr freundlich. Die haben uns sehr gerne geholfen und sehr unterstützt. Wir haben als Team sehr gut gearbeitet und wir haben viel unterstützt gehabt und wir wurden alle unsere Fragen beantwortet und es war richtig toll. Wir haben viele Fragen gestellt und fast 10 Fragen pro Kurs gefragt und alle Fragen wurden von den netten Lehrern beantwortet. Wir haben vieles Neues gelernt über Computer. Wir haben zum Beispiel über PowerPoint, Word und so weiter gelernt und wir haben auch neue Programme gelernt, die ich vorher nicht kenne. Und so habe ich mein Ziel geschafft und jetzt kann ich meine Aufgaben vollständig machen, ohne Hilfe zu brauchen. Am Ende möchte ich einen großen Dank an ReDI-Team schicken, dass ihr uns unterstützt habt und viel geholfen mit freundlichen Gesichtern und Dankeschön.
Tolle Präsentation, Sana. Sehr, sehr, sehr toll. Als nächstes haben wir für euch den Computereinsteigerkurs in Digital Women's Program. Da bin ich besonders stolz, dass meine Schülerin Somaye in dieser Präsentation euch zeigen wird, was sie gelernt haben, welche ersten Schritte im Bereich Computer die Schülerinnen in diesem Kurs gelernt haben. Bühne frei für Somaye.
Hallo, liebe Leute. Mein Name ist Somaye Gassemi. Ich komme aus Afghanistan. Ich wohne in Berlin. Ich bin Schülerin in der ReDI School Schule. Was ich im Computerkurs gelernt habe. Im Computerkurs habe ich viele Sachen und Programme gelernt. Zum Beispiel wie Word, PowerPoint, Google, E-Mail, Internetsuche, Google Kalender, WhatsApp auf dem Computer. Das ist mein Traumjob. Mein Traum ist es, einen tollen Job zu finden und viel Spaß als Krankenschwester zu haben. Ich war in meiner Heimat als Krankenschwester seit 3 Jahren gearbeitet und ich möchte gerne in Deutschland eine Ausbildung als Krankenschwester machen. Ich möchte mich bei unserer Lehrerin bedanken für ihre Arbeit. Ich habe ganz viel gelernt dieses Semester, was mir bei meiner Ausbildung helfen wird. Dankeschön.
Vielen Dank für deine tolle Präsentation, Somaye. Richtig toll gemacht. Jetzt haben wir euch das Projekt vom zweiten Einsteigerkurs für euch. Bitte heißt mit mir gemeinsam Merhavid willkommen, die euch ihr Buchprojekt vorstellen wird.
Hallo Demo der Gäste, mein Name ist möchten. Ich komme aus Eritrea. Im Jahr 2014 bin ich nach Deutschland gekommen und ich habe wie einen Durchkurs gemacht und ich habe eine Tochter und sie ist 5 Jahre alt und ich habe seit 3 Monaten bei ReDI einen Computerkurs gemacht und ich habe so viel gelernt, zum Beispiel Word schreiben, kopieren, einfügen, Paint, E-Mail, Internet, Google Map, Google Drive, Google Kalender und Buchtheater. Und das ist meine Buchtheater. Das erste Bild ist ich und meine Tochter. Und das zweite Bild ist die Hauptstadt, wo ich gekommen bin. Und die dritte Bild ist mein traditionelles Essen von Eritrea. Und das ist die Hauptstadt von Eritrea. Und das ist meine Buchtheater auch per Bild. Und danke Lehrer und ReDI-Team bis nächsten Semester.
Vielen Dank für deine tolle Präsentation, Merhavid. Jetzt gehen wir zum Basic Computer Kurs 1, in dem die Schüler die Grundlagen von Word, Excel und PowerPoint gelernt haben. Um euch zu zeigen, was genau das bedeutet, einmal bitte einen großen virtuellen Applaus für Sarah.
Hallo liebe Leute, das ist meine Demo-Day-Präsentation. Ich stelle mich vor, mein Name ist Zahra Faizi, ich komme aus Afghanistan, ich bin 20 Jahre alt, ich habe MSA-Schulabschluss in Deutschland geschafft, seit 4 Jahren bin ich in Deutschland. Ich finde, die Leute mit Computer umgehen sehr wichtig ist, weil braucht man in Schule und in Arbeit. Zum Beispiel in Corona-Zeit, wir können mit Computer Online-Unterricht haben. Was wir haben in ReDI School E-Mail, Word, PowerPoint, Excel und Google Drive gelernt. Ich finde bei mir PowerPoint sehr wichtig, weil kann man gute Präsentation machen mit Bilder einfügen und Animation. Und Google Drive ist auch sehr wichtig, weil kann man die Daten bei der Lehrerin freigeben und zugreifen. Und diese Folie, ich bedanke bei der Lehrerin. Die Lehrerin war sehr gut und sehr hilfsbereit. Und ich bedanke bei Ihnen, Frau Alina, das sehr gut Danke. Und zum Schluss, ich danke Ihnen. Vielen Dank für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit.
Vielen Dank, Sarah, für deine tolle Präsentation. Es ist super zu sehen, wie viel du dieses Semester gelernt hast. Ich erinnere mich noch an unseren Kurs letztes Semester. Also wirklich sehr, sehr, sehr toll. Im Basic Computer Kurs 2, der dann auf dem Computer Kurs 1 aufbaut, haben die Schülerinnen ihre Fähigkeiten in Word, Excel und PowerPoint weiter ausgebaut und dann einen Fokus auf Excel gelegt. Bühne frei für Sonja.
Hallo an alle, schönen guten Tag. Mein Name ist Sonja Jacobi. Ich bin 20 Jahre alt. Ich komme aus Afghanistan. Seit 5 Jahren bin ich in Deutschland. Seit 2 Jahren bin ich verlobt. Meine Hobbys sind Geige und Sport. Also für eine bessere Berufsstelle wollte ich meine Computerkenntnisse verbessern. Deswegen wollte ich den ReDI-Kurs besuchen. Seit einem Jahr bin ich beim ReDI-Kurs. Da habe ich 3 Semester absolviert. Durch diese 3 Semester habe ich eine Menge Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Internet und so weiter gelernt. Excel war am Anfang war für mich sehr schwierig, aber jetzt kann ich besser mit Excel arbeiten. Am meisten Spaß bei dem ReDI-Kurs war für mich, anderen kennenzulernen, weil ich jetzt viele gute Freundinnen gefunden habe. Ich werde mich von meiner Lehrerin vorhin sehr bedanken, weil sie sich sehr Mühe gegeben hat. Sie war uns sehr sympathisch und sehr hilfsbereit gewesen war. Ich bedanke mich nochmal von meiner Mitschülerinnen, weil sie zu mir sehr nett waren und haben wir immer sehr gut verstanden. Am Ende, ich wünsche Ihnen viel Gesundheit und voraus ein gesundes neues Jahr.
Danke, Sonja, und herzlichen Glückwunsch an alle, die bisher präsentiert haben. Es war wirklich toll, euch zuzuhören und zu sehen, was ihr alles in den letzten Monaten gelernt habt. Jetzt freuen wir uns, von unserer Jury zu hören. Wie fandet ihr die Präsentationen aus dem Digital Youth und Digital Women Program? Özlem, kannst du bitte dein Mikrofon einschalten?
Hi. Oh, jetzt geht auch mein Video. Hi. Super. Dankeschön. Ich bin total beeindruckt. Herzlichen Glückwunsch an alle Schülerinnen, die die ganze Zeit mitgemacht haben. Vor allem die natürlich so ins kalte Wasser gesprungen sind und gesagt haben, dass sie überhaupt keine Grundkenntnisse hatten und aus ihrer Komfortzone rausgegangen sind, um zu sagen, ich will das jetzt lernen. Ihr habt unfassbar viel Mut bewiesen einerseits, Osama und auch Sana, und vor allem auch in so jungen Jahren einfach Initiative gezeigt. Ich bin total stolz und ich finde es Wahnsinn, was ihr in so kurzer Zeit schon gelernt habt. Und ihr habt natürlich auch alle richtig gesagt, es sind wichtige Kenntnisse. Vor allem 2020 ist ohne den Computer schon gar nichts mehr denkbar. Aber auch im normalen Arbeitsleben sind die Grundkenntnisse mit dem Computer super wichtig. Toi, toi, toi. Ich hoffe, ihr macht weiter. Ich bin total froh, auch jetzt in dem letzten Video auch nochmal zu sehen, dass so viele Schülerinnen auch einfach geblieben sind nach dem ersten Kurs. Und ich hoffe wirklich, auch Osama und auch Sana, dass ihr einfach wiederkommt und einfach weiter lernen wollt. Viel Erfolg.
Danke, Özlem. Jetzt freuen wir uns, von Pia zu hören. Pia, wie fandest du die Präsentation?
Ja, auch von mir erstmal einen herzlichen Glückwunsch an alle. Es war eine ganz tolle Leistung. Es waren die Präsentationen, ich fand die wirklich klar strukturiert, nicht mit Texten zu überladen. Es hat wirklich Spaß gemacht, zuzuhören. Und ich glaube, ich bleibe auch wirklich den ganzen Abend dabei, weil ihr mich jetzt total gefesselt habt. Ich finde, was ich rausgehört habe, sind so 2 Punkte, auf die ich kurz eingehen möchte. Zum einen finde ich, hört man so richtig den Mut auch raus. Ne? Also Mut zum einen, sich bei den Kursen anzumelden. Man weiß ja nicht wirklich, was auf einen zukommt, wen einem da begegnet. Aber auch Mut, sich heute vor diesem großen Publikum zu präsentieren. Ich war auch ganz überrascht, wie viele heute zuschauen, und ich finde, da kann man wirklich stolz drauf sein. Dann das Thema Digitalisierung, Computer ist heute, wie wir auch vorhin gehört haben, wichtiger denn je. Egal in welchem Beruf man tätig ist, der Computer ist nicht mehr wegzudenken. Als Krankenschwester hat man die Patientenakten, Meetings finden alle online statt, wir sind alle zu Hause. Shopping, Christmas, also Weihnachtsshopping findet zu Hause statt. Und selbst Kochevents, was ich mit meinen Freundinnen vor kurzem gemacht habe, hat auch eher alles digital stattgefunden. Und es zeigt einfach, wie wichtig das ist, digital dran zu bleiben. Und deswegen habe ich auch einen Wunsch an alle Teilnehmer. Und zwar wirklich am Ball zu bleiben, zu lernen, Fragen zu stellen. Man kann nicht alles wissen und in dem Bereich einfach weiter wachsen. Denn das wird wirklich die Zukunft sein. Und ich bin jetzt mal ganz klischeemäßig und hefte noch ein Zitat von Gabrielle Chanel an. Und zwar, sie sagte, wenn man ohne Flügel geboren wird, darf man sie nicht am Wachsen hindern. Und vielleicht könnt ihr das noch alle mal mitnehmen auf den Weg und ja, einfach am Ball bleiben. Danke.
Wow, vielen Dank, Pia. Sehr, sehr, sehr inspirierend. Kolja, wie fandest du die Präsentation?
Ja, es war super interessant zu sehen, was die anderen Gruppen gemacht haben, denn ich war ja eine der Lehrerinnen von Osama und also ich bin jetzt das erste Jahr dabei und ich war einfach, bin super stolz auf, was die ganzen Schüler und Schülerinnen gelernt haben dieses Jahr oder dieses Halbjahr. Ich weiß noch, am ersten Tag waren es große Fragezeichen in den Augen. Wie schreibe ich ein Ad-Zeichen auf der Computertastatur? Und viele andere Fragen sind aufgekommen am Anfang, die man sich selbst gar nicht mehr stellt, wenn man so oft mit Computern arbeitet. Und das ist alles natürlich. Und ja, da wird man nochmal runtergeholt. Und ich bin einfach super froh, dass ich denen helfen konnte, den ganzen Leuten, und dass sie so viel gelernt haben. Und es war natürlich schade, dass wir dann in der Zeit auch zum Online-Unterricht übergehen mussten. Aber ich glaube, das hat auch nochmal einen guten Nebeneffekt gehabt, dass wir jetzt alle noch ein bisschen besser mit Online-Tools umgehen können, die wir wahrscheinlich gar nicht behandelt hätten im Unterricht. Und genau, so wie Pia es auch schon gesagt hat, alle haben super viel Mut bewiesen und auch wie in der Präsentation es gesagt wurde, sie hatten alle viel Angst am Anfang und ja, einfach ins kalte Wasser springen und machen. Das super gemacht von allen, finde ich. Bleibt neugierig, versucht einfach auszuprobieren, wenn es nicht geht, ist nicht schlimm. Meistens geht nicht sofort was kaputt, wenn man falsch klickt. Und ja, bleibt auf jeden Fall dran und ich hoffe, ich sehe ganz viele neue und alte Gesichter im nächsten Semester, denn ich werde auf jeden Fall wieder dabei sein.
Super, danke Kolja und danke auch an Pia und Özlem, nicht nur für euren Beitrag heute als Jury, aber auch für euren Beitrag generell zur Story der ReDI School. Herzlichen Dank für euch. So, jetzt seid ihr als Publikum dran und zwar dürft ihr für die beste Präsentation abstimmen. Das heißt, ihr nutzt hier wieder Mentimeter, nochmals Wiederholung. Ihr nehmt euer Handy oder euren Laptop, geht auf menti.com. Dann gebt ihr den Code ein, den ihr hier eingeblendet seht, 343831 und die 0. Und dann klickt ihr auf Submit auf den blauen Button in der Mitte. Und dann seht ihr die Fragen auf dem Bildschirm. Ihr wählt die Antwort aus und dann schickt ihr sie ab. Wir sehen schon ganz viele Abstimmungen reinkommen. Die erste Frage ist, beschreibe mit einem Wort die beste Präsentation. Wow, richtig toll, was da alles reinkommt. Auf Deutsch, auf Englisch, ganz gemischt. Die nächste Frage war, wer die meisten Wow-Momente für euch generiert hat. Sehr spannend, werden wir gleich sehen, welche Präsentation am beeindruckendsten für euch war. Immer mehr Abstimmungen kommen rein. Gleich werden wir die Ergebnisse sehen. Alle Präsentationen waren toll, aber die meisten Wow-Momente für euch generiert hat, ist von Sana aus dem Basic-Kurs. Herzlichen Glückwunsch, Sana. Sehr, sehr, sehr toll gemacht. Und natürlich Glückwunsch an alle anderen. Alle Präsentationen waren wirklich sehr beeindruckend. Die dritte und letzte Frage für diesen Teil der Abstimmungen ist, welche Präsentation ist die du nie vergessen wirst? Auch hier könnt ihr euch wieder entscheiden, welche der Präsentationen, die ihr vorher gesehen habt, ist die ihr nie vergessen werdet. Wir sehen schon, Leute stimmen wieder ab. Sehr spannend. Gleich werden wir sehen, welche Präsentation die ist, die wir nie vergessen werden. Das ist die Präsentation von Sarah. Herzlichen Glückwunsch. Basic Computer Course Skills A. Herzlichen Glückwunsch an dich, Sarah, und natürlich auch an alle anderen, wie gesagt. Alle Präsentationen waren toll. In dieser Kategorie gibt es einen Sieger, und der heißt Sarah. Danke an euch alle für die Abstimmungen. Wir werden das später in den nächsten Kursblöcken weitermachen. Das heißt, jetzt habt ihr gut geübt, wie Mentimeter funktioniert. Vielen Dank für eure Votes und nochmal herzlichen Glückwunsch an alle für die tolle Arbeit dieses Semesters. Wir sind super, super gespannt, was noch alles auf uns zukommt, aber zuerst werden wir eine kleine Pause einlegen. Denkt dran, dass wir nur eine 5-Minuten-Pause machen werden, bevor wir mit den Präsentationen der Schülerinnen und Schüler aus den anderen Kursen weitermachen. So we're going to have a little break now for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to be back with the other presentations of the students from the other classes.
So, willkommen zurück. Welcome back. Now we are starting the next round of presentations. And of course, we want to hear from the audience. And watch out for the voting right after each block. We will explain to you, the audience, how to be involved. Again, the instructions to vote are pretty simple. Take your phone or laptop, go to menti.com, enter the following code that is on the screen, 3438310. Once you click on submit, you will see the question. Choose your answer and submit it. Which ReDI program do you attend? Let's see for the voting how are the percentage and which students are in which class. Now we're seeing, okay, that's a digital women program, okay, digital career program. There's a lot of a competition there, nice. Digital youth program showing up. The vast majority goes for digital career program, as I see. Kids program, there we go. Interesting. The number of the digital career program keeps increasing. I see where the demand is. As we can see, 20 people in digital career program, 6 in digital women program, and 3 in digital youth program, and 1 in kids program. We need more voting. Come on. Yep, there we go, 21, 7, nice. And the next question is, how will you celebrate the end of this semester? Let's see. Please let us know by voting. The more you vote, the better the result and more exciting it will be. Partying in my room. Okay. I like that. Like the vibe. Dancing with the neighbors. I see. Maybe not nowadays. It's pretty hard. The curfew and the circumstances is not really friendly with dancing. And checking the Corona app. Okay. Makes sense. But partying in my room, I would say the same thing, actually. If I'm going to vote, I will vote for that thing, which is the highest, I would say, 17, 18 now. And no one would love to dance. Oh, there we go. 2 people would love to dance with their neighbors. Okay. And there are 10 people checking the Corona app. Okay. That sounds curious somehow. 30 people. Nice. And now we are so excited to introduce to you the Tech Talents. The presentation of kids program will be in German. Then we'll switch to English to the digital women program and digital career program. And before getting started, let's introduce our jury panel. Ulrika is a social and cultural anthropologist, and she is responsible for the education and volunteering programs at the Deutsche Bahn Foundation, where she promotes education and digital competences. Hello, Ulrika.
Hi, nice to be here. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. And we have Oriana is currently working as a people manager at Ada Health, combining passion with health and technology. She is also a volunteer teacher in the Women program, where she has been teaching for 3 semesters now. Hello, Oriana.
Hello, good evening, everybody.
Great to have you.
Thank you.
And we have Lana is a dentist-to-be at the charity and a tech enthusiast. She's looking into the implementation of deep learning in the digital industry. She joined the ReDI core team in the founding phase in 2015. Hello, Lana.
Hey, Omar, again.
Hi there. And now let's start the presentations. With the ReDI Kids Coding Caravan project, we want to support children of refugee families in particular in acquiring and developing digital skills. We achieve this by taking our programming workshops to where the children live. And the program, it has been active since 2019 and it's funded by the Deutsche Bahn Foundation.
Mit unserem Projekt Kinder von geflüchteten Familien dabei unterstützen, digitale Kompetenzen zu erwerben und weiterzuentwickeln. Das erreichen wir, indem wir mit unseren Programmierworkshops dorthin fahren, wo die Kinder leben. Das Programm ist seit 2019 aktiv und wird von der Deutschen Bahnstiftung gefördert. Sehr toll, von diesem Projekt zu hören. Ulrike, es wäre toll von dir zu hören, warum ihr als Deutsche Bahnstiftung euch entschieden habt, unser Coding Caravan Projekt zu unterstützen.
Ja, sehr gern. Nochmal herzlichen Dank für die Einladung hier und ich möchte noch ganz kurz mich bedanken für die tolle Panel-Diskussion am Anfang. Für uns war das super spannend, einfach mal zu hören, auch von eurer Seite, auch aus dem Panel zu hören, welche Erfahrungen ihr hier in diesem Projekt gemacht habt. Das hat mich unheimlich beeindruckt. Nochmal an späterer Stelle danke dafür. Ja, wir als Deutsche Bahnstiftung, wir haben das Ziel oder was uns besonders am Herzen liegt, ist eine chancengerechte Gesellschaft mitzugestalten und den gesellschaftlichen Zusammenhalt zu stärken. Bildung verstehen wir dabei als ganz wesentlichen Schlüssel zur gesellschaftlichen Teilhabe. Und vor 3 Jahren ungefähr haben wir angefangen, uns auch im Bereich digitale Bildung etwas auch stärker umzuschauen, auch zu schauen, wie es sich auch in der Gesellschaft, dieses Themenfeld sich entwickelt. Und ich glaube, Begriffe wie digitale Spaltung sind zu der Zeit gerade erst an die Oberfläche geraten. Für uns war das ein ganz wichtiger Moment, auch zu gucken, wo können wir als Stiftung da mitwirken, um auch gerade im Bereich digitale Kompetenz da zu fördern, weil haben wir auch heute schon mehrfach auch gehört, digitale Kompetenz einfach als ganz entscheidendes Grundbildungsthema sehen. Als Deutsche Bahnstiftung wollen wir insbesondere Kinder und Jugendliche aus benachteiligten und benachteiligenden Verhältnissen unterstützen und fördern. Und wir haben da die ReDI School als ganz wertvollen und wichtigen Partner kennengelernt. Ich denke, wir haben da einen idealen Partner gefunden, wenn es darum geht, Kindern und Jugendlichen einen gleichberechtigten Zugang zu digitaler Bildung zu ermöglichen. Und aus diesem Grund haben wir uns entschlossen, das Projekt Coding Caravan zu unterstützen. Und wir sind sehr, sehr froh darüber, gerade auch heute die Präsentationen zeigen einfach, was für ein wertvolles und wichtiges Thema das ist, an dem wir alle uns auch immer wieder auch beteiligen, wo wir uns stark machen müssen und wo wir einfach auch versuchen müssen, so viel Kindern und Jugendlichen wie möglich da auch einen gleichberechtigten Zugang zu ermöglichen.
Vielen Dank, Ulrike. Und wir sind natürlich sehr, sehr froh, euch als Partner bei uns mit an Bord zu haben. Jetzt machen wir mit dem Kids-Programm weiter und bitte heißt mit mir als nächsten Schritt Shumok willkommen.
Hallo, ich bin Shumok. Ich gehe auf der ReDI School seit etwa 3 Jahren, also seit Ende 2017. Wir haben letztens mit Python und HTML programmiert und am Anfang haben wir alles mit HTML und CSS gemacht und am Ende haben wir ein bisschen Spiel entwickelt mit Python und auch gezeichnet. Und ich werde euch aber die Zeichnung vorstellen. Wie ihr seht, ist es unendlich und das kreist sich einfach so unendlich los. Und irgendwie macht es ja auch Spaß. Und am meisten eigentlich hat mir Spiel entwickeln Spaß gemacht. Aber das hier auch hat richtig Spaß gemacht. Und wie ihr seht, also das wird so am Ende so mit ein richtig komisches, so, wie kann ich das erklären, so wie eine Blume. Ja, das war's.
Eine tolle Präsentation vom Kids-Programm. Vielen herzlichen Dank. Jetzt reichen wir weiter an Oriane, um uns Feedback zu geben. Oriane, wie fandest du die Präsentation?
Ja, hallo. Also ich fand das toll. Was ist mir richtig wichtig und was sie sagt, das hat Spaß gemacht. Und ich glaube, Spaß haben ist das Beste. Man lernt mehr, wenn man Spaß hat und man entwickelt auch super coole Sachen. Manchmal man denkt, Programmierung ist nur langweilig und etwas softwaremäßig zu machen, aber sie zeigt, wie kann man auch Kunst dabei machen und das finde ich toll, etwas ein bisschen Artistik dazu zu entwickeln. Diese Kombinierung ist super und sie hat schon viel gelernt, also CSS und HTML und Python. Es ist schon ein großer Erfolg, finde ich. Also toi, toi, toi.
Danke für dein Feedback und danke natürlich auch an Schumacher für die tolle Präsentation. Für den Rest der Veranstaltung machen wir jetzt auf Englisch weiter. Next, we have the Coding Fundamentals class. Please welcome Grace to our virtual stage.
Hi everyone, today I would like to share a story of how I got cold. My name is Dexin Cai, or you can call me Grace. I'm from Taiwan and came to Berlin in 2018. My background is ecology and sustainability. Hobbies of mine are traveling, cooking, and of course eating, reading. By the way, I'm a vegetarian, so the lobsters was not eaten by me. My journey of coding, of course, like all the students, we were so excited in the first class and can't wait what will be going on. But in the following 6 weeks, I was super confused. I was wondering what I have signed up. However, slowly, time by time, I finally start to kind of understand what's going on. And the good thing is I can start asking questions, which is really good. In this semester, we've been given a task. The task is we have to build a monster game. How does this work? Just like other games, we as a player can attack the monster and the monster will react. Also, we can decide to heal ourselves. Long story short, how does this work? So, one of my first steps is to introduce the game, set up the background. And then the player will act like attack or heal. And of course, the monster will react randomly, either heal or attack. And how do we judge the game? Of course, then we set up the if condition. How should the winner win? And we will link all the process together to run the game. In this process, we use different skills. For example, library, if conditions, random, and while loop. And of course, lots of logical thinking and structure building. Long story short and short story long. This is how it actually looks like, the code itself. A bit confusing, isn't it? So if you don't understand anything, why don't you join Coding Fundamental? This is how the game actually runs. First, you put your name down, and then it will tell you the rule. You can choose if you want to attack or heal, and how many points. As you can see in the first round, we attack the monster and the monster react. Second round, we also attack, and the monster react. In the third round, we decide to heal ourselves. And luckily, we win by 1 point. Yet, this is not the end of the story. During the 12 weeks, we really burn our brains. However, it's really rewarding. We learned a lot from the teachers, classmates, and of course from the mistake. If you are interested in learning coding and you have no experience at all, but this is totally fine. You just need to take time to take in and to think like a computer. At the end, I would like to thank all the teachers and classmates, of course, ReDI team. Without you, I won't have a successful coding journey. Thank you very much.
Hi, Grace. It's really nice to see you. I really loved your presentation, and it's really great to see someone who comes from a different background from coding also joining the coding team, like coming from ecology and environment to coding. I really like the idea of the game, and I really can't wait to try it out. It looks really fun. I also really liked your presentation because me, myself, I'm a big fan of having memes, and especially cat memes. I hope you stick to it, and I'm looking forward to see the final version of the game and try it out myself. And I really like that you put a photo of the volunteers and the people who helped you out on your coding journey. I know it's not easy, and I know that you start like the learning cycle. You start with much of enthusiasm, and that it's really easy, and then you get a little bit frustrated, and then you go back to like really do this and overcome the challenge. So I wish you lots of luck, and I hope you I wish you a lot of success on your gaming app.
Thank you so much, Lana, for your valuable feedback and comments. Now, Grace, do you have anything to add on? Anything you would like to say?
Well, as said in the presentation, it was a challenging journey, but at the end, it's really, really interesting, and I really enjoyed myself at the end and game during the time. And also, I would like to say thank you to all the teachers and my classmates as well, and also ReDI team. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Lana and Grace. Up next, we have Intro to Python Group 1. Please welcome Bukola.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bukola Adeoye. I'm from Nigeria. I study data analytics and marketing at the university here in Berlin. The line of code you have just seen on the board, if anyone had asked me the meaning of this code a few months ago, I wouldn't have been able to explain what it means meaningfully. But right now, I can tell you, I can explain. Let me show you what this line of code can do, along with other ones that we wrote in less than 3 months. It is called Guess a Word Game. It's a game that we designed between man, a player, and computer. And there are 3 levels in this game. You have easy level, you have the medium level, and you have the hard level. If you choose the easy level, the computer will give to you 4-letter words to guess in 12 chances. If you choose the medium level, the computer will give to you 8-letter words to guess with 12 chances. And if you choose the hard level, you have 12 chances to guess 12 words, 12 letters in a word. It is actually easy to say, but translating this onto software wasn't that easy. Now, if you ask me, am I an expert already? No, I'm just learning how to code in Python. With my teammates, we were able to learn Python basics in less than 3 months. Variables, list, tuple, dictionary, set, writing and creating a file. We even learned a lot of other things beyond the Python itself. And we could not have achieved this one without the support that we had from the school, ReDI. ReDI Digital School really helped us and gave us supportive environment. The school equally provided for us available tools to use. Even when we didn't have computers, They gave us laptops. Can you imagine that? And thereafter, we have one of the best supportive things you could ever imagine, the teachers. They were there for us morning, afternoon, and midnight. We used to disturb them a lot, ask them questions, ask them what to do and how to code, and they never disappointed. In all this, in my future engagement, I've learned that 3 things are very important among other factors. 1, very supportive environment is important. 2, having excellent tools to work with is equally very important. And 3, having supportive teammates will equally give you mileage on what to do and achieving more. In all this one, ReDI has really helped me and my teammates to achieve this. Thank you very much. My name once again is Bukola Adeoye.
Thank you so much, Bukola, for the amazing presentation, and you look great, by the way. Does the jury have any feedback? Ulrika, we would love to hear some comments from you.
Yeah, Bukola, thank you so much for your wonderful and I think very emotional presentation. It is really nice to listen to you. And I had to smile a little bit when you said that they were there for you in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the night. So it seems like you feel really being a kind of family for you. So, but now regarding your presentation, can you tell me which experience you made you would like to pass to other students?
Thank you very much. Great to have you here. It's a great opportunity for people like us. Initially, I never thought I could go into programming, talk less of writing a code or like game in less than 3 months. It was really challenging for me when I started, but with the help of the teacher and the supportive environment provided by ReDI, it made it very easy for me to actually learn quickly and then do some other work online to support it. So it's first, it tells me 1 or 2 things. One, that with a good environment, we can actually do more. And having supportive teachers or teammates, we can actually achieve more, much more than individuals. So this is a great opportunity. I really am very grateful to ReDI School for this.
Thank you very much. It's very nice to hear. Thank you, Bukola.
Thank you.
Thank you both so much, Ulrika and Bukola. Up next, we have Intro to Python group. And this group is very special because I was one of them. Please welcome Benga.
Four months ago, programming and coding seems a huge challenge to overcome, just like a baby trying to crawl. Choosing the right programming language seems another challenge, but eventually I chose Python. Learning Python, I wanted to know it all. I wanted to be able to memorize everything by heart. I want to know all the syntaxes and remember them by heart. And also, I wanted to write programs from scratch without asking for help or looking elsewhere. But all this was before ReDI. With ReDI School and the help of the teachers and my fellow students, I come to the realization that it's okay not to know everything. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to Google. It's okay to check Stack Overflow. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to take the stairs one step at a time, as these are some of the qualities of a good programmer. On the back of that, I present to you my project. It is titled Study Alarm Clock Reminder. And going to this project, I had 2 things in mind. I wanted to do a project that brings together everything that I've learned in Intro to Python at ReDI School. I also wanted to do a project that is useful for me, something I can use even after the course. I've always wanted to reinforce my Python learning, so I had YouTube tutorials that I also visit outside of the class. And writing this project, I thought to myself I could bring this together, which is eventually what I did. And showing now, it's my line of codes. They don't seem much, but they get the job done. Once this program is run, a user interface comes up which asks you, when do you want to study? You have the hour, the minute, and the seconds, and also the format in which the time should be put in. Once this timer is set, you can go back to whatever it is you're doing and wait for the program to play these videos. As you can see, this is the program playing one of my favorite YouTube videos. This has helped me in reinforcing my learning. With ReDI School, I have learned to crawl. With ReDI School, I've learned to take the stairs one step at a time. And I've also learned how to run. But although I'm not at the finish line, I'll keep running until I'm ready for the next level. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Benga, for the outstanding presentation. Now we'd love to hear some comments from the jury. Oriana, how did you find the presentation?
I loved it. I really like how we started to explain this journey. I think it's totally part of it. Hi, Benga. Welcome.
Hi.
It's awesome. You grew not just your skills, but you grew as a person. I think the best learning you got is that it's okay to ask for help and that one can only improve himself or herself with the help of other people. So I'm really glad that's what you learned on this journey. I really like your tool. I thought I'll ask you if I could use it for work, actually. That could be really useful for me.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to do that.
Nice. And you also say that your code, it doesn't look like much, but I think it's much, and one cannot judge the code from the way it looks. It looks very lean though. So thumbs up. I think you did great.
Thank you.
Do you have a plan moving forward? Are you looking forward to grow your skill set still?
Yeah, sure. Just like I said in the presentation, I'm not at the finish line, and I'll keep running until I get to the until I'm ready for the next level. And I'd like to continue with ReDI School with data analytics, because I love data and the power that it has, and Python being one of the tools for data analytics. I think it's a right step in the right direction to whet my appetite for data analytics.
Totally agree. That's great. I wish you best, and I'm looking forward to see you next semester then.
Thank you very much.
Thank you both. Thank you so much, Oriana and Benga. Up next, we have Intro to Python in class. Please welcome Chris.
Hello everybody, hope you're safe during this corona period. Welcome to the end of semester project presentation for Intro to Java. My name is Chris, a Nigerian living in Berlin for 2 years now, currently doing my master's in resource management and writing my master's thesis in the use of mushroom byproducts for control of pest for sustainable food production in state of Brandenburg. Last few months ago, I enrolled into Intro to Java to be able to develop the software that I can use to analyze my data, thesis data. Now I've been able to develop the software for you. Our software is a banking simulation that allows you to carry all your banking activities with ease and high level of security. During the course of the semester, I learned a lot of topics that enabled me to be able to develop this software. How does our software work? It collects data from the user by asking you your name. Once you put in your name, our software asks you if you want to open an account or you want to continue with your existing account. Once you put an option, the software asks you for your password. Once you put the right password, it opens a transaction interface for you, where you either do withdrawal, transfer, or to deposit money. Once you're done with your transaction, the software gives you options to quit. Once you quit, now the programs end. In conclusion, I learned a lot during the semester working with different coding parameters and how to apply them, and most importantly, the ability to work with teammates to achieve results. It is my dream to be a software developer working with Google, Zelendorf, and other IT firms. I'm ready to go. Thank you for your audience.
Thank you so much, Chris, for the inspiring presentation. I'm sorry that was from the Java class. I was thinking of pythons and snakes, and I think I'm a little bit scared of them. And now, Lana, would you love to give a feedback?
Yes, sure. Hi. I don't know if Chris is there. I can't see him, but I just want to express my admiration for his work. Especially, it's not easy to juggle between developing a software with this level of complexity and writing a master thesis. So, hoot up. I really liked the presentation, and I liked how he broke down the steps that he used in coding the software. I mean, it's a day-to-day thing that you go and withdraw money from the bank, but the coding behind it, like you never really think about the coding behind it. And I wish you all the luck and success on your software and on your app. And I hope that you achieve your dream and work in one of your dream companies that you mentioned by Google or Zalando.
Thank you so much, Lana. Chris, do you have anything to add? Do you have something to highlight?
Can you hear me? Sorry.
Oh,
yes,
you're here, Chris. I was looking for you. I couldn't see you before. Yes, I have. Yes.
Can you see me now? Sorry.
Yes, I can see you now. It's
yeah,
very
nice
nice
to hear you.
Hi.
Okay, yeah, it was really a nice journey. Yeah, with the help of the teachers and my teammates, you know, I was able to achieve what I thought was practically impossible. So I'm really excited. Yeah, it was a privilege, you know, to have enrolled in ReDI School and be able to realize the first part of my dream. I'm looking forward to advanced level.
And I wish you lots of luck. What was your favorite moment or this wow moment in your whole journey?
Yeah, it was when I realized that, oh, I've been able to write a code or write a program, yeah, with the support of my teammates. I said, oh, so what I thought was not possible, finally, I realized it.
And how many teammates were you? We are online?
Yeah, we were working online, 4 of us, yeah.
Great. It's nothing better than great teamwork and achieving something.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much, Lana and Chris. It always seems impossible until it's done.
Yeah, thank you.
Pleasure. Up next, we have Intro to Networking class. Please welcome Mohammed.
Hello, I am Mohammed Abdul Hadi, a student in the Intro to Networking course. Today, I would like to talk briefly about the domain name system. To connect it to the internet, we need to connect it with ISP, Internet Briefly Provider, like Telecom, which hosts a lot of web service. But how do we connect it to a specific web server? Every server that is connected to the internet has an IP address. These are long numbers that no one remembers. That's why we use web address instead, so called URLs. The function of the DNS server is to map to URLs to IPs. So it's words like the phone book. It's translate name into numbers. In this practical example, a client wants to access a website on the ReDI web server, but it doesn't know the IP address, but the client has a URL. So they type into the browser then their commuter has to ask the DNS server for the IP address, because commuter communicate with each other using IP, not URL. But the URL www.redischool.org is not in the local DNS server. So its local DNS will ask the root server, but the root server doesn't know the full URLs. It only knows .org. So it will ask other DNS server that know redischool.org, and so on until we reach the server for the full URLs www.redischool.org. At the end of this practice, we will get the IP address of the web server, which will be sent back through the client of the DNS server until it reaches the client. The client can then use this IP address to talk to the web server. To summarize, the DNS all of the complicated work for us. So we only need to remember URLs. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Mohammed, for your great presentation. And now, Ulrika, would you like to give any feedback?
Yes, of course. Mohammed, I'm deeply impressed. Nice, good to see you. And how are you? Where is
I'm fine, thank you.
Very good, Mohammed. It's fantastic. You must have learned a lot. So first of all, after your hard work and this perfect presentation, how do you feel?
Oh, very good. Thank you.
Yeah, you must be good. So tell me, what would you tell your friends about, or your best friend about what you have learned here?
I tell to my friend, because I learning very good, and I know now how to intro to networking work, and I can use actually at the uni and later in my work, and actually. And we use what I spoke about then is what we every day use, and all now we use DNS and I write youtube.com and I ask DNS, and I think it's very important intro to networking. And
so it's like you got a really digital superpower in this course. So congratulations for your presentation. It's really impressive. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ulrika and Mohammed, and we wish you all the best in the future, Mohammed. Up next, we have the HTML and CSS class. Please welcome Chinon Yerem.
Hi, my name is Chinonyere Mwanko and I am from Nigeria. I recently moved from Nigeria to Berlin last year, and I decided to join the ReDI School because I love to create and I wanted to enhance the creative side of me. Although coming from a totally different background of sociology, I am currently a master's student at Freie University studying sociology. So I decided to join the HTML and CSS class to achieve this goal. Now, for my project, I decided to do a travel blog because of my personal experiences of moving from one huge culture to the other, that is from Nigeria to Berlin, and also because of my personal interest in studying people and their cultures through traveling. Now, doing this project was not easy at all because I just started to learn how to code and it was totally a new background to me. I remember one time in doing this project, I was so frustrated and stuck, and I told myself, this is it, like you can't go any further than this. But then again, at that point, I decided to reach out to one of my teachers at ReDI School, Flaco, who is ever so willing and available to help. and he helped clear these doubts. I realized I was making a huge mistake and didn't know it, so he helped with clearing these doubts. And today I can proudly say that I'm happy, I trusted the process and the journey, and I completed my project. And today I can share with you all my travel blog, The Becky Effect. So I decided to talk about my 3-day travel trip to Prague, and I decided to highlight the important things I did and enjoyed at Prague. And I also tried to create an about page for myself, briefly talking about myself. Also, I decided to give tips and list of beautiful European cities one can visit that are also on my bucket list. Some I've been to, some I would love to go. And finally, I decided to do a contact where people could reach out to me and also give feedbacks. So I really hope I can inspire someone to take on new opportunities, and I really hope we get to travel very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chin and Yeren, for your creative presentation. Does the jury have any feedback? Oriana, do you have any questions?
Yes, definitely. Is she here?
Yes, I am. Hi.
Ah, great. Hi. Well done. I really like your presentation. I think you radiate while you explain the challenges and how you overcame them. So congratulations.
Thank you.
I think you have witnessed what a few students said already, that once one person wants to do everything by himself or herself and then learn to ask for help and support and grow from there. That's great. You've been really pushing it forward to get it done, and the result is stunning. I think your blog I think we're all craving for traveling anyway, but it looks so lean and so clear. It's really nice to see the results.
Thank you.
I think also it's a huge challenge you took, as you said, not having any digital background as such, being a sociologist. So great, really impressive.
Yeah.
I have maybe a question for you. Are you thinking to learn some other languages, like programming languages, moving forward?
Yes, definitely. This is just the start. And I mean, initially for me, I thought I couldn't do it, but now I'm even more excited to see what I can do. So I'm looking forward to go ahead to the JavaScript and finally to the React, and proudly call myself a full stack developer. So I'm definitely up for it.
This is great to hear. It's really nice. It's really addictive to code, I guess, at the end. And I wish you good travelings to come up and more cities of your bucket list to be checked. Hopefully 2021 will allow that.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well done again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for Oriana and Yerem. And now it's the audience turn. Please, we want to hear your feedback through voting. Go to menti.com when you use your phone or laptop. Enter the following code 3438310 on your screen. Once you click on submit, you will see the question. Choose your answer and submit it. Now we're going to see the questions. Yeah, on it. Describe with one word the best pitch. That's pretty difficult. Has to be minimalized. Let's see what we got. Shining, inspiring. Wow. Yeah, I would say the same. Fabulous. Cool. Inspiring. Nice. Astonishing. Great word. Okay. A lot of good words in here. A lot of good expressions. Nice. Exciting. I couldn't see that. That's Russian, I guess. Bukola, yeah. Okay, I can read some names in here. A lot of support from friends here. Inspired, shining, teamwork. That's great. Nice. Fantastic. I'm trying to bend my head on the side just to read the rest of the words. Emotional. I see amazing. Nice. Creative. I would say creative as well. Now the second question is, who for you was the best storyteller? Now we will see. We want to hear from you through voting, please. It's not an easy question to answer, actually. They were all pretty competitive, and all of them did great. Yes, please, to the audience, would you please vote so we can know who was the best storyteller? Oh, Chinon Urim. Yeah. Congratulations. Okay, that's a certificate, I would say. Thank you so much for being here and also for the great presentation. You are the best storyteller so far. The third question is, which project has inspired you the most? Let's see. Okay, let's wait for the coming. It's pretty competitive. I can't really point a finger over. They were all good. Can't wait. We'll see. What do you expect? Come on. What do you expect through the voting? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bukola was is the winner. He inspired you the most. Congratulations to Bukola. Congratulations. Great. And now we are so excited to see what more we have to come after this quick break. Bis gleich.
So we are back after this quick break, and we are back for the final block of ReDI School Demo Day presentations. As you know, we always want to hear from you, so we're going to do another Mentimeter. Take again your phone or your laptop, go to menti.com, I think you know that by now, enter the code on the screen, so 3438310, click on Submit, and then you're going to see the questions. In this round, we are going to be asking you which ReDI program you are attending or you've attended. Again, we're seeing some submissions coming in. Let's see. Wow. That's a lot of digital career program attendance, some digital women's program, digital youth program. The majority remains in the digital career program, which is also the one that we're presenting at the moment. Few more submissions coming in, but staying strong on the digital career program. Then let's move on to the next question. Who is your tech role model? Very interested to hear that. Who is the person that you are aspiring to be? ReDI volunteers, that's great. Elon Musk, Flaco. We saw him before in the panel discussion. Bill Gates. Neil as well, another of our teachers. It's a big variety between people that we actually know in person and people that we probably haven't met ever in our life. A lot of mentions of the wonderful teachers, volunteers. Really great to hear that. Perfect. Thanks so much for sharing with us who your tech role model is. And now we would like to invite Marcus and Akram, as well as Tom and Akenyin, to tell us more about their experience being connected as a mentor and a mentee at ReDI School. Miriam and Isabel from the ReDI Career Support Team will be moderating the conversation.
Great. Thanks a lot, Veronica. It's super exciting to be here. My name is Miriam, and I'm managing the mentorship program here at ReDI.
Hi, I'm Isabel. I work with Miriam in the career support team, and I'm really happy that we have 2 mentors and 2 mentees here today to talk about how they've been working together. And I'll pass it back to you, Miriam, to the first question that we have to our mentors and mentees.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, no, I think it's great to have them here and tell a little bit more about their experience, because as we heard, ReDI is not only about the tech classes, but also about the community and about the people that you meet. And I think it's a great example of the care and the support that we give to each other here at ReDI. So I want to talk to you, maybe ask you, Tom, first. Why did you decide to become a mentor? Like, what motivated you to do it?
Yeah, for sure. Excuse me. Just wanted to give back to the community, basically. So I've been super privileged in my experience, being able to go to university in Australia and work in the US, and now moving here. So I've had a lot of opportunities in my life, and I wanted to be able to share some of the experience I've had with other people who maybe haven't had the same opportunities. And yeah, been able to meet some really cool people through the program.
Thank you, Tom. And Akenyin is your mentee. I know Akenyin is also going to speak later. Maybe Akenyin, you can talk a little bit about like what motivated you to be a mentee and to apply for the mentorship program at ReDI.
Yeah, I know that ReDI School have a lot of program and resources capable of helping us attain our digital career in the future, but I see the mentorship program as a very potent catalyst in helping us achieving this, especially when you have a mentor who is a professional in the field, so you have a regular dose of inspiration that keeps you going in this journey. So that's why I appreciate this program.
Thank you so much for this. Yeah, I think the inspiration we definitely feel also here today a lot, hearing all the presentations from the great presenters today. I'll pass it over to Isabel to ask a few more questions to our other mentors and mentees.
Yeah, so Marcus, I actually want to ask you what benefits as a mentor do you see? So if you're mentoring your mentee, what does it bring to you basically?
Probably, first of all, it feels very good if you can help someone. For me, it's I was in a similar situation once I started coding, because I had a career change about 4 years ago, and I had the same problems. Okay, where to start, who to ask, and I was lucky enough to have a great mentor. And I see all the yeah, great moments you can share, and especially when you achieved something, when you made a new step forward. That's what I wanted to give back basically, and I guess that's the benefit of COK. What I was missing maybe in the past, I can pass on to my mentee now. I hope I do, at least a little bit. And yeah, that he doesn't have to repeat the mistakes maybe you did in the past, and yeah, that he can progress a bit faster.
Thank you, and I'll pass it to you, Akram. You as the mentee of Marcus, what did you appreciate the most of the mentorship so far? Are you there, Akram?
You're muted, Akram.
It says I'm not. Do you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Okay. So I guess most probably is the valuable insight. So sometimes a small conversation with Marcos is like a very like even a short advice would save me a lot of time and energy. And this is very valuable. Like maybe at the end I will get the same information, but maybe I will spend much more energy and time. And with a small conversation, I have the support, the exact information and advice I'm looking for. And this is maybe the best thing I get from a mentor.
Thank you. With that, I'll pass it to Miriam because she also has another question for you.
Yes, maybe a question to all of you. You know, looking back over this year, I think you all started meeting this year, like in the past months. Is there anything that you say like, okay, this was the highlight of your year, especially like, of course, with regard to the mentorship program that you had, like with working together, meeting each other? How was it maybe for you to also like move online? Maybe also like Akaniene can start saying a little bit about that.
Okay, I had an opportunity of meeting my mentor physically once before the corona outbreak, where we moved online. But I have a mentor that has been very consistent and very proactive. It's not just reactive about the issues I bring forth. Each time Tom will just call me or send me a message, say, Akan, how are you? What are you working on? You know, it inspires me. It's kind of mind-blowing. So we have to set up a meeting and start talking about what I've worked on. He's always the last pair of eyes in my application processes, and he's also trying a lot, like very, very consistent in helping me understand how program works. Sometimes you present a problem to Tom. Tom will not solve the problem for you. He has a way of making you understand how it works, and you're able to debug the programming or the code yourself and solving it. So it's quite very encouraging, and I like his proactive nature, and that's been great.
That sounds great. Thank you for sharing that, Akaniene. Tom, do you have like a highlight or something very special that you want to share about your mentorship relationship with Akaniene?
Yeah, for sure. So when you said that, you're like, what's one highlight from this mentorship? And I didn't have a good answer immediately for one highlight, because what came to my head when you said that was every time I chat to Akan, he's like the chirpiest, happiest, friendliest guy. So every time we have a call is the highlight for me, because he always brightens up my day. But just seeing how hard he works as well. So whether it's on the projects at ReDI or studying the classes or his applications, his job applications, I'm always put to shame or astounded by how hard of a worker Akan is. So it's also really inspiring for me.
Akram, what would you like to share as a highlight of your mentorship relationship?
I can't think of a certain highlight, to be honest. I mean, we started like the mentor-mentee relationship not like long ago. We got to get to meet only once before, also because of the corona thing. But I really appreciate that from the very beginning, I don't know, it just clicked, and I think we both have the same understanding of communication. And I don't know, it was just I guess Marcos made it so easy that we can have conversation easily, and I really appreciate that.
Right. Thanks a lot, Akram. Marcus, your last words on the highlight, what you enjoyed the most?
I think that it's that easy. It's Akram's fault, if you want to say so, because when I met him the first time, I was astonished how good he is. And I thought, okay, this is going to be a very easy mentorship. He was so far ahead of where I was when I was in his position. And whenever I ask him, okay, look, if you want to get better, maybe you should look into that and into this. And he knows everything. All the things I mentioned, I think there hasn't been a single thing he hasn't at least heard of, or at least tried. And yeah, it's very, very enjoyable and very easy for me so far to be a mentor. It's a lot of fun. And also the job applications and working on the challenges. Yeah, he's very, how do you say, proactive, and everything he touches is like with not with 100%, not like superficially on high level. It really gets deep into it, and as I said, it's really, really easy for me. So it's a lot of fun. It's a very enjoyable relationship.
Great. Thanks a lot, Marcus. And I think what I heard now, like more often, is like really the being proactive. And I think that probably also comes from both sides, as both from the mentee side, but also from the mentor side, to be proactive about this relationship, to talk to each other, and ask and meet. So thank you very much for your time. Maybe Isabel, you want to speak some last words?
Basically, I just want to share the next slide. So if you are watching tonight and you see the fabulous mentors we have, and you think, I want to be part of this community, just sign up, and then Miriam will get in touch. If you are a student at the Digital Career Program or an alumni, you can sign up as a mentee if you haven't done so already. And maybe you can also reach out to Marcus or Tom or Akram or Akayene if you want to hear more about their experience. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to the great mentors. Thank you to Marcus and Tom, and for the great mentees for sharing your stories. And yeah, us at ReDI, we always appreciate the help of our volunteers, and we really hope that the mentees, Akram and Akayene, you get where you want to be very soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, folks.
Thanks so much, everybody. It was really, really cool to hear about the interesting stories from the mentorship program. I think some really good couples that ReDI School has matched here, and I think some really great advice also for other students that mentoring is actually something very, very powerful, and of course for mentors as well. Now we are starting the final block of this evening, the Tech Stars. So these are the classes that we offer for intermediate and advanced students. Let's give a very warm welcome to our jury panel for the final block. We have Shauna, who is a full stack developer, designer, and illustrator. She's based in Berlin, and she helps her clients to develop encouraging digital products and craft outstanding brands. When she's not working, she's teaching at ReDI School. She's teaching the React class. And welcome to you, Shauna.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, Veronica.
Great to have you here. Then we have Karsten, who is the CSR Territory Manager for Cisco Systems in Germany. Cisco is also one of our long-term partner and has been supporting ReDI School in many, many ways throughout all the years. At the moment, they are supporting us with mentors and volunteers, and they also donate equipment for a new tech hub in Munich. Welcome, Karsten.
Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure being with you and an honor to sit on the jury board. So really looking forward to the presentations, and I admire your work, ReDI team.
Great to hear, and welcome again, Karsten. And then last but not least, we have Ferdi here, who is a change agent and innovation consultant who helps organizations accelerate societal transformation. He is the founder and managing director at Picantor, and also he's one of the ReDI School co-founders. Welcome, Ferdi.
Hi, good evening. And I don't know if you can see me, my video should be on. But it's so great to see a lot of old faces and some new faces. So looking forward to the presentations.
Great to have you all here. Now, we are proud to ask the representative of the web design class to present the website redesign project they worked on and also what they learned during the process. Please welcome Rina.
Hi everyone, I'm Rina. It was my second semester here in ReDI School, and I hope you enjoy my presentation today as much as I enjoy the time in here. In the course, we redesigned this website. This website is for hotel transit in Kreuzberg, and we did it step by step. The first step was information architecture. So we picked up and tidied up information that we wanted to point to the new website. And next, we learned about layout and grid, and more visual aspects. I picked up these colored typographies and I made these icons based on the mood and message I wanted to show on the new design. I will talk about the mood a little bit later. From week 7, everything was getting together, and I spent a long time on Figma, which is prototyping tool we've used, and I had tons of coffee. And then I added into action. It was ready for user testing. In the user test, I got great feedbacks and I got many findings. So I changed up my prototype based on them. And here is my final design. This is the first screen you see. And as you can see, I made one-page design. So you can just scroll down like this, or pick the menu from this top navigation. And I made a booking procedure too. You can pick check-in and check-out date, and how many rooms you need, and how many people you have in each room. And then you can pick the room you want to book. In the next screen, this is for the information for this booking. Your name, address, contact info, and so on. This screen is the confirmation screen you see. Throughout the whole design process, I really wanted to stick with what the hotel transit really is. Because if the website and the hotel have different mood or character, it's confusing for users, and also it might disappoint them. I really hope you found these 3 keywords on my prototype. I really want to say thank you for all of the members in ReDI community for this great opportunity, and thank you for listening today.
Thank you, Rina. It was great to hear your presentation. Shauna, do you have any jury comments on Rina's presentation?
Yes, and that was lovely. Thank you for a wonderful presentation, Rina. Yeah, no, I really loved, it seemed like she had a really thoughtful and cohesive style to the entire web design. I really loved her icon development, and I was really curious actually about her process with developing those icons. Is it possible to ask a question?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. Rina, I'd love to hear if you were to change anything, or if you had more time, what would you add to your web design here?
I have to say that my decision making took so long time, more than making the real prototype. But right. I think it's a really important process to make anything, not only about the design, but UX too, and maybe coding too. So it was really great experience to train the skill too.
It's great. Yeah, no, really great job. And also I'm really curious about, for the icons, how did you create the cohesive set of icons that you ended up with?
After the icon class, I decide what's kind of the end of the line, and also the boldness of the line, and just, I really wanted to make the simple one.
Yeah.
So I just try to decide the style first and start to make them, to make the cohesive impression.
I think it's really successful. Great job.
Thank you.
Thanks so much to both of you. Really great work, Arina, and thanks, Shona, for your feedback. Now we're quickly moving on to the next presentation. And here we're going to hear from someone that we've just seen already in the mentoring session. We're excited to have Akanyene here, who is going to share with us a presentation on data analytics.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Akanyene Apan. I am going here to present the Walmart projects for data analytics with Python. Co-collaborators of this project are Ijeoma and IJ, and our teacher mentor is Kaushal. And we are going to predict Walmart's department-wide sales across all stores. And why do we want to predict, why do Walmart want to predict sales? First, they want to have a higher return in their investments, and such, they want to efficiently allocate their resources, and they want to manage their cash flow as also make good decisions in this competitive world. And we are giving data cutting across the business data and also some economic and other data just to predict the future sales. And we have all this data right before us. We decided to say, okay, let's have a correlation matrix. And why correlation? Correlation helps us to understand if a change in one variable could also bring about a change in the other variable. In this case, we are interested in weekly sales, where we check if all the other features could also bring a change in weekly sales. And we have seen that across these features, we've taken into consideration the relationship is quite weak, ranging because it's measured between 0 to 1. So the closer it is to 1, the stronger the relationship. So we decided to use some kind of intuition, and we plotted a graph for department, and we see a range of difference from one department across department in terms of weekly sales. We also saw that in stores. Some stores can be located in prime locations, and we also see that size could also be of huge importance here. And also in terms of store types, you could see that store A in this case has more sales than the rest. And we also looked at a time series data where we checked if there have been some pattern in changes in sales across the year. And we've seen that there are some spikes, and we're wondering what is the reason for these spikes. We see that these are period that precedes holidays in the country. So we have more sales during this period. Having checked all of this, and we've now come to see that there are no real correlations among these variables. So we decided to use a more complicated model, which we call the random forest. As the name implies, the forest contains a lot of trees, and in this case, each tree will make a prediction. And in this case, we have also 600 predictions. So the average prediction across the trees becomes the random forest prediction. And we now use a model to tune our parameter to have the best parameter. And this model is called the randomized CV, where we limit our parameters so as to optimize the model. And in the end, the data training, we were able to have the mean absolute error for the base model to be 1,305, and for the best model to be 1,303. And we have to keep in mind that the lower the error, the better the prediction. So what have we learned in this course? We have been able to be acquainted with the important Python libraries. We have been able to optimize our approach. We have been able to use hyperparameter tuning effectively, and we've used different competitive platforms like Kaggle, DataQuest, etc. And we believe that going forward, we will continue to learn state-of-the-art algorithm, practice more problems, to gain better insight into industrial standards. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thanks so much, Akanyene. It was a really great presentation. We'd love to hear some questions or also comments from our jury. Karsten, what did you think about the presentation from the data analytics class?
Yes, I'm really impressed, and I want to ask you, Akanyene, do you have any background in math? Because this sounds a bit like you are really creating some math models and then you program it. So this was really inspiring. Do you have a math background?
Yeah, I have a background in business studies and economics.
Okay, so this explains quite a bit. I was really impressed that you were using machine learning and how you predict the behavior of the people. And then there maybe one question remains for me. If you go shopping yourself, how do you look at the store layout, what they present to you as a special, let's say, offer? Has something changed after you've done this project?
Can you take the question again? How do you look at this?
Your own shopping behavior. Do you now look with, let's say, the eyes of the experts on what they present to you as special offers, and you think, oh, this is a trick, I know this?
Yeah, exactly. I think there is everything, there's something behind every special offer in the market. So I actually look at it with a sense of economics and with a sense of time, and also considering scarce resources. So I take this into consideration. I do.
So you are a more critical consumer?
Yes, I am.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks so much to both of you, Akanina and Karsten. It was great to have you here. Now we're moving from data analytics to backend development, and we are going to hear a video from Charles.
Hello everybody, my name is Charles and I'm from Nigeria. I've been a freelance UI designer for a couple of years, and then 4 months ago I decided to challenge myself and explore the logical part of IT and backend programming. Then I took the software development in Java at ReDI, and now that my course is over, I decided to put into practice knowledge acquired in class to solve a real-life problem. Then I teamed up with 2 of my classmates, Umran and Nicholas. Then we created an accounting software. Now, what was the inspiration behind this software? We know that people want to save as much as they can and spend as less as they can. And even more importantly, they want to be able to track their spending activities. And this software does just that. Now, allow me to introduce you to the software. In the first image here, we have the logic behind the user. The software actually allows user to store their information such as the name, the account number, and stores it securely. Then we have the user activity, which allows the user, who we'll call Joe from now, to perform some activities such as transfer, withdrawal, and track his spendings. The third image shows the logic behind the transaction, and another important feature is the summary, which actually shows the history of Joe's spending. So Joe can actually retrieve his spending based on date, based on so many other queries he can input. Now, after this project, now I'm able to develop real-life solutions to problems using Java, all thanks to ReDI. And of course, my teachers, Florian, Alina, Sunday, and among others. And also I want to thank my teammates, Umran and Nicholas, for the effort they put into this project. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks so much, Charles. Great presentation. We'd love to hear now again some comments from our jury. Ferdi, please join us on the virtual stage and let us know your comments.
Charles, first of all, I wanted to say I just really enjoyed the way you present. Your voice is so soothing and calming, and I think I'd buy anything from you. It was just so incredibly well presented. And also, Omram and Nicholas, excellent work. It is often very, very difficult to take something that you are so intimately familiar with, like spending money, to then go and deconstruct that into its different components. And I feel like you've done a really good job thinking about, you know, the different categories of data that you need to look at and how they kind of stitch together. A question that I have for you is, did you actually build a sandbox with a running prototype, or have you so far only written the code?
No, we've so far only written the code. We've not built a sandbox, although we're planning to do something like that and even make it bigger. I mean, myself, Umran, and Nicholas, yeah.
Because in my experience, the the real challenging work is to actually get the data and the code to integrate and actually make it work. I know so many friends who have gone absolutely crazy when they actually run it. I'm anticipating that the beautiful logic that you have and the great kind of flow that you have identified might look very different when you actually have the running code. Some of the notes that I made, I thought it was very interesting that you had the bank kind of summary as part of the ID, so the amount of money that someone has as part of the ID. Can you explain that to me a little bit?
Yes, so what we mean by that was you have an account and you have an initial amount in the account. So whenever you spend, maybe you made a transfer to somebody, the software is able to track this and track every other activities, then make the deduction or addition to your account, then you have your account summary at the end. Yeah.
So that's something I was thinking, that I mean, people who come with a multinational background like myself and yourself, you might have different accounts and you might have it in different currencies, and they might have different activities. So I think it might be interesting next step to take a look at what happens when you actually link all of these different accounts to it. And the other thing is, you mentioned transfers, but I don't think transfers was one of the activities that you had listed, right? You had putting money in and taking money out, but not necessarily the transfer.
Yeah, we actually had the transfer. I'm not sure I included the screenshots, although we only implemented the transfer out, but the transfer in was we needed to add a database to it, because we were planning that when you're making a transfer in, then it should be reflecting on both the account of the person making the transfer and the person receiving the transfer. So we needed to add more classes in order to actually implement the transfer in. But the transfer out, we actually added that. Yeah.
Okay, and just the final point, I see we're running out of time. It might be good to involve a broader network of experts in the summary page, because so far I think you've got everything listed by dates, but it might be interesting, your Joe that you mentioned, to help you identify what categories of transactions are interesting, planned spending versus kind of like the stuff that we just wasted money. So it might be interesting to start involving that user feedback in what you're doing. And other than that, I think, as a first step, it's incredibly difficult to get your head around the coding, and I think you guys did a very good first step in that direction.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much again to both of you. Thanks a lot, Freddie, for your feedback, and Charles for your presentation. Very impressive. Now we're moving from Java to JavaScript, and I would like to welcome Camila to tell us what was achieved this semester in her JavaScript class.
Hello, my name is Camila. I'm from Brazil, and today I'm gonna be sharing with you a little of my experience with ReDI School and also the final project of the JavaScript course. Back in São Paulo, my hometown, I got my degree in advertising, so I was used to work with art direction, with online marketing, with social media, but after I moved to Berlin and lived here for a few years, a lot has changed, including myself. So I decided to change my career path and learn how to code. I was really excited when I got into the digital career program from ReDI School, because here I've learned not only JavaScript, but I also had very enlightening workshops like how to build your CV, how to make your LinkedIn profile look better, how to speak in public, and I also had the opportunity of meeting mentors and students with different backgrounds just like me. Here's an outline of our course. We've learned everything from variables to DOM events and how to work with APIs. So I feel that we've built a very strong foundation to keep studying or to start working as a developer. Our final project was to create a Giphy copycat. If you're not familiar with this website, Giphy is the go-to destination for you to find GIFs and stickers online. So they have this API where you can fetch the data from their website and show in your website. So let's see the video. So here's the landing page. Here you can see all the categories of GIFs that are available. If you click in one of these categories, you will be redirected to the Giphy website where you can see all the GIFs in this category. If you're just looking for something that is trendy, you can just click here. You will get the results for the most searched and most popular GIFs right now. If you're just looking for something random, you can just click this other button and here you will get a random result. If you click over and over again, you will get different results, so you can just keep going until you find one that you like. If you're looking for something specific, you can just start typing on the search bar and here you will get some suggestions. If you choose one suggestion, you will automatically search for it and you will get the results. If you click one of these, you will be redirected to the Giphy website where you can see all the sharing options of this GIF. This has been my experience with ReDI School and JavaScript so far. Thank you for your attention.
Thanks so much, Camilla. It was really impressive and also very cool to see. Shauna, would you like to give some feedback to Camilla?
Yes, great job, Camilla. I really felt like you did nail it. It looks like Giphy for sure. I'm really curious to hear about, were there any challenges while you were working with the Giphy API? Did you come up with anything difficult in that time?
Yes, because I thought that API call would be always the same thing, but they are not. So to show some different type of data, I had to call in a different way or use a different code. So for example, to use the autocomplete function, it was a little bit different. So I struggled a little bit, but then in the end, I had help from the mentors and also from my colleagues. So all ended well.
That's super interesting. So you're implementing autocomplete while the user was typing or when they entered into the search bar?
Yeah, while the user was typing.
Great. And if you were there any big challenges with fetching a bunch of data? Did you experience anything with dealing with a huge amount of GIFs coming in?
Yeah, not really. Like I was kind of concerned because it's a lot of calls because I'm calling all the time. So I was thinking maybe they can block me or something. But the good part is that Giphy, they have this beta API key that you can use to develop your projects. And they know that it would be like for a study purpose or for something like it's not in production. So I think it was fine in the end. Yes.
That's great. And if you had more time, I'm curious, would you implement anything like pagination or how would you handle that with all the results that you're getting?
Yes, I think the best way to show more results would be to implement pagination as you suggested. And I would also to make like a layout a little bit more with something more, I don't know, because I feel it's kind of plain, but I put like the minimum there to look alike, you know, Giphy, but not to look exactly alike. But I would like to make a more developed front end, I would say, like the appearance of the website.
Yeah, absolutely. It does look great though. I think you did definitely get the style of the original website. So great job on that.
Thank you.
Thanks so much to both of you. Was really, really cool to see. And thanks again, Shauna, for your feedback. Now we are moving on with the UX UI design class. And we have Emily with us, who is going to share what they've been working on this semester.
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm French. I love traveling and I love practicing yoga. I will explain you my project. So the name of it is Live Better, Work Better. In this particular period, I started my project with an interrogation, a problem. So people want to work and people want to work at the office. So how to provide a safe working place during Corona time? This is my design challenge. We believe that creating a web app for companies located in Berlin during the Corona time will help them to provide a safe and healthy working environment for their employees. Look at my goals. So 3 main points: business, the target, and the else. This is my design process. So 4 steps. The first one is discover, the second define, third develop, and at the end, of course, deliver. I started my project with a Google survey. So I sent it to my friends, to my family, and to my colleagues, and I analyzed their answer. Now, a quick overview of my mapping work with Miro. It was very useful. There are my pain points and from the interview. For example, people want to return at the office and people want to know the last information about their city and their company. What are the main features of my app? So there are 4 features. So the first one, Corona. 2, as an employee, you can book a test. 3, you can share your result. And the last one, the news. A view about my information architecture. The wireframe parts. I started with drawings and after I created mild and high fidelity prototype. This is the user flow of my app. The main user flow is about to check your symptoms and book a test. The creative part, my favorite. So this is my mood board with soft colors. And here my first design. So I wanted to create a readable app and IA compliant app. This is my prototype, the user testing part. It was very nice to see the project coming to life. And here, this is the page I create. So you can see the sign-up page, the Corona Museum, and company news, for example. And to conclude, let's see the final project. So as an employee, you can check your symptoms, and if you have some COVID-19 symptoms, you can book a test. And a big thanks to the ReDI community, to the ReDI teacher. You are definitely the best. Thank you again.
Thank you, Emily. It was really great to see your project and your presentation.
Hi, thank you.
Now we're very much looking forward to having some jury feedback on that presentation. Carsten, what do you think of the app that Emily designed?
I'm really impressed what you have designed, Emily, and you really put or you hit the nail on the head, because I think this is now something where many large companies are struggling, how they can bring back people to the workplace, because everybody is now tuning into working at home, being at the home office, but most of the companies realize that they really miss something. They miss the interaction, the inspiring moments that you could have in an office. So therefore, I really think that that there is a strong demand for your product. And what I really liked is that you did the market research and survey among friends and other people. Was there something what you really surprised when you tried to put yourself in the shoes of the other people?
Yes, it was very challenging and very new for me, of course. But it was very nice to discuss about this and to understand and to analyze the needs of people, of course. And yes, it was very surprising to hear them. And yes, I think the app will be very nice for each people, of course, because people want to work, and you're totally right. The fact to be connected, it's very important. Yes, and to see people, it's not the same. So yeah.
And given the very strict regulation of personal data in Europe, is this something where you sometimes also touched, let's say, a border, or where you thought, okay, the product could be better if we somehow relax a bit the data protection regulations, or is it something where you think it doesn't really has an impact on your solution?
About the data protection, yes, Of course, there is data protection because there is the result of the test, and it will be also challenging for this app because the main problem will be maybe the fact, people want to share their result. So yes, we have to think about it, because if nobody shares the result, the app doesn't work. So yeah, we have to think about it.
And then maybe one little advice, maybe you want to check it with some work council people, because whenever it comes to data from employees, I know that then maybe in the larger companies, some work council members may be a very good test person, because they may be suspicious due to they want to protect the employee by being too much controlled or observed. And of course, this is a danger zone, so to say, when it comes to health and your well-being. So therefore, my recommendation: try to get in contact with some of the union people or with some work council people to check your solution.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much to both of you. Thanks again, Emilie, for your cool project presentation, and thanks, Karsten, for the feedback and also for the advice on how to proceed further with the project.
Thank you.
We are going to move on with the next presentation. We're going to hear from Osinam from the React class.
Hi everyone, my name is Oshiname Oludamilola, and I'm here to present the restaurant finding application built by the ReDI students of ReDI School in the just concluded semester. I remembered in March when I just came to Berlin, I find it so hard to find restaurants to eat because that was the first lockdown period we had due to COVID-19. COVID-19 and social distancing has affected people sitting in groups, dining together in their favorite restaurants. But the good news is, this application is here to solve the problem. This application enables users to search for restaurants within Berlin. It also enables users to search restaurants by name, to know which restaurant is open or closed, to also know restaurants that offers pickup or delivery service. On this slide, you can see the pictures of the wonderful people we built this application together. Thank you so much for making this application a success. Also, I'll quickly do a product demo on how the application works. This application is live, and you can get the link at the end of this presentation. Also, you might be wondering if this application is first of its kind. I am sorry to disappoint you. This application is actually not the first of its kind. But what makes this application different from others you will see, I will quickly tell you. This application has a simple user interface. It is easy to use and to communicate with. Focuses on only restaurants. The next stage for this application will be to enable users to order their food and to get delivery to wherever they might be. And also, other improvement we want to make on this application is to enable restaurant listing outside of Berlin. That is, to cover the whole of Germany. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Osiname, for this great presentation. This was actually already the last presentation for today, and that's why also for the last time we're going to hear some jury comments now. Ferdi, you're up.
Oshiname, thank you so much for that lovely presentation, and so well-rounded, and really got me excited about the app and also the team that you have with you. I always find that when people develop an innovation from their own personal need or experience, it has so much more power because you're really driving what you are doing with heart, and you could really see that was in there. One of the things that I found when I was playing with your app is I almost found the second page to be my favorite page. So I'm not sure if you actually need your home screen, because on the one with the maps and the different dots and everything like that, I just thought that was really, really useful, and that might actually be a more interesting place to go. So what I would ask you is, did you test this flow, whether people first wanted to enter a search or when they first wanted to see, for instance, which restaurants are open? Did you test that in any user research, or did you get any feedback from the users in terms of the sequencing of the information architecture?
Actually, we didn't text with different users. We only synchronize within ourselves to see how the application works because of time. We couldn't actually do like people like working with the application and testing it, but I think it's a very good point. We can actually, that's why the link is live, so that people can like play around the application and give us feedback.
No, that's excellent. And just looking at all the beautiful photos that you have for the restaurants, I was definitely very excited. The one point that I did kind of pick up on was a little bit the backend integration seems to be a bit buggy, because there are 1 or 2 restaurants that always pop to the top, like Happy's. So I'd be curious to understand the integration that you have with the presentation of the map and the different restaurants, and where that's drawing from, because I'm the one potato restaurant, for instance, came up as a Chinese restaurant with a pizza icon, etc. So there might be a little bit of a cleanup job in terms of making sure that the way the data is linking is absolutely correct, because the visual presentation and the flow and everything was really, really nice and slick. But then I think that if the user gets presented with the wrong data, that might be a bit frustrating for them. So that might be the next step in terms of what you look at, is to take a look at the data integrity and the linking through to it. But other than that, I thought it was really, really excellent. And I see we're getting to the end of our time, and as the final presenter, I just wanted to really thank the organizing team and all of the volunteers and students. This has really blown me away. You know, as co-founder of ReDI, it's always interesting to see how we scale each presentation and how everything kind of just gets better from time to time. So I just wanted to say really, really thank you to the whole team for the amazing job they've done. And Oshinami, as the final team, you know, I wish you the best of luck in your next step. And I'm so glad that you're on this journey with ReDI, and it's always beautiful to see the growth and development taking place.
Thank you so much.
These were beautiful words after the last presentation. Thanks so much again, Oshinami, and thanks again, Ferdi, as well, for that great encouraging feedback and a summary of this block of presentations. So thanks again, and congratulations to everybody who presented today. It was a really, really great job that you did. Thanks, of course, to our jury, the different panels that we had, for their valuable feedback. No doubt, I think it's been a great experience for all of the students. Herzlichen Glückwunsch an alle, die heute präsentiert haben. Ihr habt das wirklich super gemacht. Vielen Dank auch an unsere wunderbare Jury, für all euer tolles Feedback und eure Kommentare. Es war sicherlich sehr, sehr, sehr wichtig und auch sehr wertvoll für unsere Schüler und Schülerinnen. Now we have one final voting round for you. Again, you know already how it works. We are going to use again Mentimeter. You go to menti.com, enter the code on your screen, 3438310, and then you click on the submit button, and then you will see the questions on the screen. The questions this time are going to be around the last section that we saw, the text stars. Describe with one word the best pitch. Already first submissions coming in. Woman, entertaining, perspective, excellent, radiating, fire, awesome, motivated, advanced, powerful, amazing, phenomenal. I think this is feedback for everybody that presented in this section. I think it was really, really great. And I think this feedback from the other viewers really shows that it's not just me, it's not just the jury members that see it like that, but it's the entire audience that is watching at the moment live on YouTube that gives you that kind of feedback. So take the one for yourself that you feel most connected with, and take it with you into your journey, either on a career level or into your next courses at ReDI School. I think that's really great feedback to have for you. Then let's move on to the second question, which is the most innovative project out of the presentations that you've seen in this section? So think about which presentations we had in this section, and then think about which one is the one that you would consider to be the most innovative one. Submissions are coming in. Let's have a look at the results. The winner is Akanyine from the Data Analytics class. Congratulations. Really good job. And in which project would you invest your savings? So we've seen a lot of exciting different projects. We've seen applications, and let's see, if you had money to spare, where would you invest it in? Which pitch is the one that you're most sold on? Let's see. And the winner is again Akanyine. A lot of Akanyine fans out there. Data Analytics again wins. Congratulations for this double win. Great job, and we hope to hear from you and your project again soon after all this great investment that you've achieved now here. Great. Now we have an important announcement, which is for all the students that are part of the digital career program. And that is that the fall semester, obviously with this demo day, has come to an end, and you are required to fill in an end of semester survey that you would agreed on in your student agreement. So you can find here the QR code, but also the link to the survey. So make sure that you fill it in so that we have this part as well. And then I'm handing over back to Omar, who is also back in this section.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time to fill out the survey. Up next, the ReDI team would like to say a special thank you to a very important part of the ReDI community. Please look at the screen now.
Join us, we call you ReDI heroes. It's not only about ones and zeros. You are nerdy and so lovely, so the students want to learn only. Come join us, be with us, jump on the ReDI volunteer bus. Can you believe that 5 years have gone now? It's been a ride and easy with your know-how. Can you believe that 5 years have gone now? ReDI heroes. Can you believe that 5 years have gone now? It's been a ride and easy with your know-how. Can you believe that 5 years have gone now? We all appreciate your commitment. You inspire us and all students. We want you, we need you, so please come back to us. Hey! You believe that 5 years have gone now? It's been a ride and easy with your know-how. Can you believe that 5 years have gone now? ReDI heroes. Can you believe that 5 years have gone now? It's been a ride and easy with your know-how. Can you believe that 5 years have gone now? ReDI heroes. Alla tu cuerpo, alegría, Macarena. Que tu cuerpo por dar la alegría, cosa buena. Alla tu cuerpo, alegría, Macarena. Hey, Macarena.
That was a great video. I actually enjoyed watching it. And the gratitude of the ReDI team is only surpassed by that of ReDI learners. And these are their messages to their teachers, mentors, trainers, and career coaches. At the end, we would like to say a huge thank you to our partners. Without them, it wouldn't be possible. And for this, we would like to welcome Anne once again.
So thank you so much for that. Oh, wow, I have a fancy background now. But all of this would not have been possible without the absolutely amazing support we have from the entire tech and startup community in Berlin and in the rest of Germany. Our major partners are Accenture, Amazon, the Coca-Cola Foundation, Chanel Foundation, Deloitte, Deutsche Bahn Stiftung, JP Morgan Chase Foundation, Generali Germany Foundation, the wonderful city of Munich, Klöckner & Co., Microsoft, the Societe Generale Foundation, Steelcase, SK Group, Steelcase, and the Velux Foundation. There are so many, there's 180 companies and foundations who are backing and supporting us. We really appreciate everything that you make possible for our students. And with that, next slide, please. This wonderful presentation today have been made possible with the support for Capgemini, who is now helping us build a media lab at ReDI School. So you will be seeing a lot more video presentations, hopefully also a podcast coming up from the ReDI School community. So a huge thank you to Capgemini for what you have made possible so far. And since it's getting Christmas, if you have not done your Christmas shopping yet, we are super excited if you would like to support us through the smile.amazon.de. If you go in there, in just 1 minute, you can select ReDI School as your favorite organization. And with every Christmas present you buy, 0.5% of what you're buying will go to ReDI School. So make us happy, make your friends happy, then you're doing the job for Santa Claus. Thank you. A huge, huge thank you also to our moderators. Today, Veronica and Omar, you have done an amazing job. And behind the scenes, we have got tremendous support from Amar, who is one of our first students 5 years ago. All of this would not have been possible without you. So a huge digital applause from all of us. And with that, I think we are getting close to the end.
And that was the demo day of ReDI School for the fall semester 2020. Thank you everybody for being here and making it this far. Until the next demo day, stay safe.
Danke an euch alle, dass ihr bei unserem Demo Day dabei wart. Bleibt gesund und wir sehen uns im nächsten Jahr wieder.